Spanish pick. Yeah, go in the show match with all the legends of
No, but
Swedish
here's the
catch-up,
thing as well. Think about this. Copenhagen Flames, obviously, I mean, unless Get Right's got something special up his sleeve, this is going to be a very one-sided affair, I'm almost certain. But we are now ready to find out who Get Right will be playing with. We've got Freya on the stage.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Yes, we are ready to be getting this show match underway. We begin with a team who impressed everybody throughout the Challenger stage, almost making it here to the playoffs, but fell at the final hurdle against hometown heroes NIP. So please, make some noise for Copenhagen Flames. A 3-0 showing in the Challengers and tantalizingly close to making it here on the grand stage for the playoffs. That cemented Copenhagen Flames as the 10th best team in the world ranking, but they're going to have to go up against some legends in their own right. So please, make some noise, Stockholm, for Team Get Right. These guys certainly know how to make an entrance. Two very different teams in their own right, but we've got to get some representatives up from both sides to have a little bit of a chat. Hooksy, do you want to come up and join me, have a little bit of a chat before the match? Get Right as well. You're going to come up and talk to your Swedish crowd, because we are very excited to be getting into this one. Hooksy, if you want to come join me up on here. I want to ask you about this experience. You know, you were really impressing people throughout the Challenger stage. Unfortunately, couldn't make it to the grand stage, but this has got to be a pretty exciting experience.
Yeah, this is going to be so much fun playing against legends like this guy and yeah, the rest of the team as well. And in front of the crowd, that's such a nice experience for us, so I'm just looking so much forward to it.
I've got to ask about the map veto as well. We saw the veto going up, but a little birdie told me that you actually asked the audience to select the map for you. Are you happy with Mirage, how it's turned out?
Yeah, I asked the guys over here from Brazil, they have been so nice to us, and they decided they wanted to see some Mirage apparently, so maybe that's the thing, I don't know.
Well, what the fans want, we deliver to them. Get Right, of course, you're up here in front of your hometown crowd as well, with some legends, some of your friends coming up here. How's it feeling to be back, man?
Love you guys.
I've also heard some words from Fifth Laren coming onto here saying the last time he played Mirage competitively, 7 years ago, wasn't a great scoreline for him either. Have you guys get some practice in with him?
I mean, I can't even speak anyway because everyone's sharing. The only thing I want is just we're having a good time and enjoying here. So I'm sorry to interrupt your question. We're just having a fun time. And at the end of the day, this is my hometown. We have a beautiful final coming up right after. We should just decide and have a good one.
It's going to be an absolutely incredible day of camp. So, gentlemen, want to shake hands before we delve on into the server. Of course, it's going to be Mirage coming your way, and I'm going to get the thoughts of the desk before we delve into this one.
All right, well, our thoughts indeed. Yeah, what can we say about that? I mean, here's one thing I'll do. I'll tell you a little bit about how the sausage gets made here, revealing all the secrets. Obviously, a lot of players, historically in show matches, they don't like to do it 'cause it's like an extra day. They've had a stressful tournament. They want to go back home. I was talking to Yakindar. He was just hyped to be. He was like, no, put me in the show match no matter what. No matter what's going on. He got banged out by Copenhagen Flames. Wicked, love it. He was so excited to be there, and it showed in his entrance. And obviously for him, a cool experience, because legitimately, all differences aside, all petty grievances aside from down the years, all legends on that stage in their own right.
And he's playing his first major.
Yeah,
so, you know, he still wants to get a little bit more crowd attention. He's still building his name. I'll also say maybe there's actually a level of mind games here. because maybe the crowd has inadvertently set up Fiflaren for some bad traumatic experiences. Remember, it was Mirage that they began that Virtus Pro. And they thought, we're definitely going to win this match. And they were in great form before that.
I'll tell you a funny story. 'Cause obviously, I know Robin. We were talking about this the other day, and he literally.
You're just bringing it up.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Sam. How are you doing? Remember that time you went not again, Richard?
944.
I know.
And he literally said if he gets 16-0, he's gonna have like some PTSD experience.
He's going to be like that dog with the cupcakes in it.
But listen, on a serious note,
Yes,
obviously
of
it's all serious. It's a show match. It is going to be good to see if any of the old guys can kind of roll back the years. I don't know
If Zeus can do something.
Yeah, well,
How old are we talking about with Zeus? Because I saw him in his prime in CSGO. I don't know if anyone remembers that famous stat where when he 30 bombed, by the way, to win
Yeah.
against Astralis on map
Yeah,
3
yeah.
at the ESL Cologne in the semi-final, Lurpus looked it up because he's the sort of person who would look this up. And over something like 1,000 maps of CSGO, that was the 30 time Zeus had ever 30 bombed, which almost seems statistically impossible. You think you'd trip over and get 30 kills at some point,
Seems
wouldn't
like
you?
something straight out of Doctor Strange.
Exactly.
Like I've
Yeah,
seen all
exactly.
All the
this
realities,
design.
all the realities, yes.
yeah, but no, seriously, I don't know how active a lot of these guys have been.
I was talking to Robin earlier
Yeah.
today in the morning, I was grabbing a cup of coffee. He's like, I haven't touched CS in 6 months, and I want to just get 1 kill. So it's going to be a little
Reach
rough.
for the stars, Robin. Reach for the stars. Yeah, no, but I mean, Get Right's sort of still been semi-active, obviously. You know, he still turned up and played some FPS games. I expect he'll always give a good account of himself. The real story is Olaf. We haven't even touched on
Yes.
that. Obviously, Olaf Meister in the team, still an active player. Go on, you're smiling at me, Duncan.
Obviously,
I'm afraid.
you all think this is fun and games. Get Right's probably going to be trying to knife people. Fiflar's
Yeah.
just going to be trying to get any kills. Olaf Meister, the joke is, this is his audition to get another 3 months of face, because we all know if he drops 28 kills or more, miss you legend, the next thing you know, he's in the team for 3 more months. Listen, he could be making a good 60k if he wins this show.
Yeah, I know it.
There's no prize money.
A lot on the line for Olaf, but obviously
Miss you,
Yanko,
legend.
miss you, legend, still an active player, and obviously, you know, there have been question marks. This could be almost a swan song in some ways for Olaf, depending on what happens with Fizz moving forward, right?
Yeah, it could be, and at least, you know, getting a chance to play in front of that crowd, the home crowd on the stage. I'm sure it's going to be a great experience for him, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You know, you never know what might happen.
Here's the thing as well, he gets to actually get cheered by the crowd, because if anyone remembers the last time he played in front of a Swedish crowd at a major, I don't think people were really feeling Fnatic at that point in time. It was DreamHack Winter 2014, if anyone can remember the scenes. You can look it up. It'll be on the thread
Oh
somewhere.
god, flashbacks. You know, it's in Sweden, it's in Stockholm, right? It's a home of Counter-Strike, as we know historically speaking. And to have all these, at least these 3 legends here for, you know, just representing the Swedish scene, I think it's perfect. It's apt.
Yeah, and listen.
Oh, right, because they're Swedish. So I thought you were doing that thing where it's like Yekindar, great player, like Get Right, legendary player, Fiflaren, great player, obviously Olaf Meister, legend, Zeus, not you.
Yeah, not you.
Okay.
Not you, Zeus. Listen,
I'm not touching that.
Was in 10 major finals.
Yeah, of course. He is obviously a very
Yes.
tenured and experienced IGL.
Also, actually didn't kill me, despite what he says.
Yeah,
on his social
yeah.
media, believe it or not. So
Which
don't
is-
believe,
Well,
everything,
not
don't
yet.
believe everything he says.
Not yet. Maybe after this segment.
yeah,
maybe he
yeah.
could change
Thank
his
you,
mind.
legend.
Be the first headshot he'd landed in a while.
So, I mean, in all seriousness, Copenhagen Flames
Sure.
should win this at a canter. But it is going to be interesting to see. I'm hoping we can get a few good moments. And remember, we're talking about auditions. As we've established, Copenhagen Flames, proving that they can play in this kind of environment, showing what they're made of. You know, they're a team that obviously wants to make a mark for themselves, get to that bigger named organisation, and snowball their experience.
I just hope, though, that they also understand this isn't. It's not. I'm not saying like lay it up and put the guys over, but you're supposed to have some fun. You're not supposed to come in with all flash protocols and like baiting each other.
Defaults.
Yeah, come on, like let's make it fun. You know, it doesn't really matter who wins this one.
Some
Yeah.
Bison, some P9s
Exactly.
in there, you know.
Well,
That'll be
we're going to see. So we're looking forward to it. And, of course, we've got some great casters for you to tell the story of this show match. It's Moses and DDK.
Yes, welcome everybody to Stockholm to the PGL Major, the show match. We didn't really coordinate this. You've overdressed, I feel.
I had this cool bummer in the scene. I was like, you know, I can't do that at the major. But you know what? I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, casual and business. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah, I don't even know what to make of it. I think they covered it all in the desk. They did a great job. This is going to be really interesting to see how some of the guys stack up. I'm happy to see Fiffy getting a little bit of crowd service as he came out. That was something special. Get Right as well. Olaf, the sons of Swedish Counter-Strike. Been really cool seeing multiple generations of Counter-Strike stars get some applause on the stage.
It's so beautiful. It's so amazing just the amount of history we have in this game, the storylines, and just all the contributions that all of these players have made to the game, and how also, even if they are no longer in the game, some of them, they're still contributing to the scene in different ways. But it looks like we're about to get into this action here, Jason. Team Get Right versus Copenhagen Flames. You know what? I don't think I like Team Get Right's chances, but I'm willing to be convinced.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're the only one. This is going to be weird, and yeah, we'll see how much fun they can actually have with it. I think we had to warn Fifth Laren to start using the M4A1. He's always been an M4A4 kind of guy. Looks like we're going to get a knife round to pick sides.
Interesting.
Taking this very seriously.
Well, I mean, the knife rounds, it's a classic. I wouldn't want it any other way.
I think they're going gladiator mode as well. Okay, well, it has begun. All of Copenhagen Flames winning.
I'm not sure about this coordination right now.
I think they did some pride challenges. I think they put some individuals in specific duels as well. Nice try, Fiffy.
It's an interesting strategy. I'll give them that. But you know what? Maybe they just want to lure Copenhagen Flames into a false sense of security. I mean, you know, I don't think that's even necessary.
No, it's when that's the conversation, you know it's a desperate situation. You know there's no getting out of that one in any way clean.
But you know what? We're on the pug map.
We are on the pug map. Everyone knows this is the pug map. Everyone's comfortable with it, except for the guys who haven't played in 6 months.
I was about to say, how many smokes do you think if Aaron actually knows?
I bet he remembers 2 or 3.
I'll
give him 3.
3? Well, I guess we'll find out. All right, we'll have Copenhagen Flames up mid. Julie's coming out. Very reasonable stuff here. And you know what? Javi's making an argument for the Julies. I've never seen that in a major, but here it is. Turned up with them. Might even get a third as well. Robin, please.
Oh, this is his moment. This is his time. Fifth Laren circling the boxes. He's lost track. And, oh, he's actually gone right by. They've let him go. They're fine with it. And, ooh, this is going to be dangerous because now he's going to get knifed. And that's cruel. Cruel and unusual stuff. One shank is there, and there's the final one. But he's got his kill. It's all that matters for Fifth Laren.
Oh, dear. Okay. Well, we can see that Copenhagen Flames, they're ready to party here on Mirage. Julie's coming out. The knives are coming out pretty early.
I like the dually rush. It's very Wild West.
I'm actually a fan of players over the years still trying to make it work in actual proper major matches.
Yeah.
Like Get Right was, you talk about the history of the Julies. I feel like Get Right had the Swedish Julies, you know, the Swedish colors.
Yeah, the blue and yellow.
And I don't think he ever really got them working.
No. I've been a proponent of the dualies for a long time. It just took years for them to actually be viable. So I'm happy to see it.
The Bison coming out as well. A couple Bisons, in fact, here from Copenhagen Flames. So, Revolver.
Oh, he's done it! Oh, and he even puts his hands up off the keyboard. Beautiful stuff from Fiffy. That's the entire game right there. He doesn't even do anything else. Nika does a little bit of a no-scope and taking more shots, but those revolvers are dangerous.
Man, that's a mic drop moment for Fifth Laren there with the revolver. Here comes Javi with the Bison. Oh dear, this would be pretty scary. In fact, the Bison looking pretty good there from Javi, but Javi's going to get taken out.
Oh, they're having a good time back on the stage. What a shot from Fifth Laren.
You know what? I think we are going to see more revolvers because with the Deagle nerf and everything, it's not what it once was. I feel like there was a place for the revolver, and Fifth Laren's making the argument.
Yeah, Fifth Laren's going to be the trendsetter. That'd be fantastic. Okay, well, we've got another revolver out on 4 players from Copenhagen Flames, so we've gone real cowboy in this game early on.
Nasty shot indeed, but we get the trade from Yukindar. DK working on the A side control, but you know he's going to try that and hold that trigger for as long as possible. Oh, he's being spotted. That's unfortunate. Bloodmice is taking him down. Ooh, boy, doing some good damage as well. The revolver. We've seen a 1v2. It's possible.
It's possible. We'll leave it at that. One shot comes out, trying to time it. And that's an intimidating sound. Get Right going to take an off angle inside the site. Nice flashbang coordination from the Swedish legends. Often Get Right another one, and Hooksy still just chilling. Wants his chance with the revolver and almost had it lined up.
I feel like in that moment, I mean, Hooksy had an M4, but he wanted to go for the revolver. I mean, the revolver 1v2 against Get Right and Olaf Monster. I feel like you're trying 100% right there to make that work.
Absolutely, that would go down in Legend.
That would be worth it, for sure. Well, no revolvers. Okay. There is still a revolver in play. We've got Yekindar on one revolver. And everybody else here for Team Get Right on the rifles. And revolvers for Copenhagen Flames.
Here we go. Good tag. Dinked onto Yekindar. He's going to move forward. Oh, and the revolver show match. It's beautiful. Get Right flying through the smoke. A quick kill from him, and now they get to make their way onto the bomb site. Good transfer over. Vintage. And again, it's going to be another round. So Dan, we've hold the thought. Hold the thought in a big way. Timing it well, but not completing the frag on Olaf.
The Baron warming up. It's clean with the Galil there in mid. Leaving Nicodemus again with this revolver. Winding it up. But the Baron's having none of that. It's going to shut it down. And you know what? Eventually, they're going to have to stop buying these revolvers, I think, Jason.
It's all good. For now, it's fun. Everyone's having a good laugh. It's cool though. I mean, Get Right's team out to an early lead, 3-1.
Everyone's having a laugh right now, but these are all serious competitors. That instinct.
That's always the question. At what point does the show match no longer become a game?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're going to stick with the revolver strategy. Hooksy and Nikodas with those. It's not fun in games on the side of Team Get Right. Olaf going to lead the way through the smoke. He's got the revolver in hand as well. He spotted it. Javi's got to be careful. Yekindar's already out of Palace. The Zeus.
Denied by Zeus.
That's great movement as well. I would have loved to have seen that.
All right, the 1 versus 4 with the revolver. Here goes Nicodemus. Highlight of the major coming up. And this is going to be interesting. How much do they give him here? Oh, well, he's getting swarmed. Oh, it's actually working out here for Nicodemus. He's going to get 3 with the revolver. There's 1 more to go. Gerard's coming in with a knife. And Nicodemus, will he go for the knife bite? It's a battle of honor. Gerard's going to pull out the AWP. Okay, all bets are off. All bets are off.
There's no trust. There's no trust in this, and Get Right's going to find it. No honor amongst thieves.
Okay. So, Team Get Right. 4-1 up. 4-1 up.
This is mental. I thought he was going to have it. Oh, he was so close. I think he even got it off. Did he actually hit Zeus with that?
Oh, sure, actually.
And you can see Nikodas just fanning the trigger, going crazy. 3 kills.
That's actually really satisfying. There's a lot of team flashes from Vivlaren in that previous round onto Olafai stuff. Have to see how that develops. Fast movement, splitting into the A site once again. They're holding on T-Ramp here, but we have a breach connector position into the A site. Roy dropping the bomb there onto Ramp, so we'll have to see if they're able to collect that. 3 versus 2 here for Copenhagen Flames. And that bomb still needs to be collected. Can they get to it?
Fifth Laren cam the whole time. Reloading. Getting tagged through the smoke as well. A lot of pressure. No one able to make it forward. Fifth Laren still not peeking just yet. A flashbang through. Oh, he's going to save his teammate's life. Fifth Laren almost gets shanked, but Get Right backs him up. The old teammate's doing it again. A 2-on-3, and they've won it out. 5-1 for Team Get Right.
There's the 2014 vibes coming through.
Yeah, the 87-0 synchronization.
Yes, yes. But again, at what point do we stop getting the pop flashes through the smokes with the knives? At what point do Copenhagen Flames feel like, oh, we're gonna take a few rounds here?
This is like the handicap building up. They're like, we're gonna give you a few rounds, we'll give you a head start, and come right back into it.
Definitely. Man, Copenhagen Flames, this team is extremely promising as well. For those of you that didn't see their run, Cinderella story here at this major.
Ooh.
Oh, lovely.
What, yeah, even he doesn't know what's happened. That's got to be long range with the sawed-off. We'll take it.
Kraken sawed-off as well.
That's beautiful. That's the best skin of the game,
Actually
easily.
The best skin. Bison coming through as well. Roy hasn't been spotted. The trigger discipline. Is he going to go for it? Oh no, Vivlaren gets caught out. How much can Roy get here? Is he going to go just for the straight defuse? That would be... Oh, Gerro's having none of that! Gabby. I did not know that's a thing. Apparently that's the new thing. Gabby is just making the revolver debut here and making it look damn good.
Making it look great. Getting style points. Smiles all around. I want to see the shotgun kill. I want to see what Yekindar did to even shock himself.
You know, thinking of the revolver, wasn't it Alu that brought out the revolver on NIP back in the They tried to make it work when it came out?
Yep.
He was the guy that tried
There was,
to make it
yeah,
work.
there was like 2, but I think he was the first. He led the way. He was the trendsetter. Okay, well, some more guns are out for Copenhagen Flames. Double op setup. Hooksy's got the opening kill. Fun and Games might be slowing down here. And Zyphon's going to continue to challenge against the revolver, and it's got another kill. It's taken another life, and so is Hooksy.
He looks to lock down the mid position. We've got Fiflar laying down, suppressing fire there. Over the bomb will be planted on B. And there's nobody home. 4 players for the retake for Copenhagen Flames. They've got plenty to do it with. Kindar, Fiflar and Zeus. An unlikely trio of names looking to hold this one down. Fiflar will take down Yami. 3 players left to go here on this retake, and the shotgun comes back in. The sword off. Man, get sword off plays since Cobblestone left the map, Paul Louis.
No, since JW.
That's it. Well, yeah, maybe that's it, isn't it?
He was the last champion of the sawed-off shotgun. Roy is going to go down. Where's Fiflaren? 11 kills for Fiffy. He's leading the way for Team Get Right.
Good stuff. I feel like Roy is really looking for a ninja. That's the, you know, if you've got the bingo card of all the kind of crazy things you can do in a match, the ninja, that's like the most coveted, I feel.
It's the centerpiece.
Exactly.
Centerpiece of the bingo square.
Don't know that they're going to get it here. We do have a lot of very experienced players on the side. I don't think they're going to allow it to happen. But we got that P90 coming out from Olafmeister. You love to see it.
Yeah, he's been having fun with weapons. Here we go, run and gun. He's got it. Oh, Get Right actually steals it. It's all good. He'll take the kill no matter what. And ooh, into the window we go. Zyphon couldn't find the timing, but he's got the information for his team. Okay, 3 for 3 rounds. Yakandar's found a kill with this sawed-off. We need to get one of them in replay. Good frag from Fiflaren. And it looks like they're going to take an 8th.
It's looking pretty good. Team Get Right. I mean, they're just stomping all over Copenhagen Flames right here, Jason. Stomping over Copenhagen Flames. Season against a consolation kill against Zeus there. Not too much else to be done. It's going to be upgrading to the M4.
This is the question. You've posed it a couple times.
Yeah.
Is it going to start getting serious now?
I feel like that's going to have to happen. I mean, really, as you say, like, it depends. It depends. They could say, you know what, we're going to try to come back from a 15-1 or something like that. Maybe they want to do that. Maybe that's the challenge that they want here.
Get Right looking suave. Why are you bullying me, man?
That's a great question. Don't be bullying people, man. Oh, here we go. 8-1.
Here it is.
Ooh! You know what? It is. There are some very satisfying things in this game. You got headshots, scout headshots, but I think the sawed-off headshots up there. I forgot about that one.
Sawed-off headshot's pretty nice, especially when you're jumping. He's going to lead the way. Surely he doesn't get anything here. Good trades, good entrance into the bomb site. Here comes the revolver, and now the defense is looking strong. Copenhagen Flames have had enough. Get Right and Fiflaren. Again, the dynamic duo, 2 on 4 this time.
No!
Oh,
No!
don't do it! No, not to him. Woo.
Oh, he's absolutely done him in there. The spray to boot. It's not good. It's not good, Jason.
Not to Get Right.
I feel
Not
like
on
you're
home soil.
Yeah.
It's cruel.
No remorse. It feels like it's heating up now from Copenhagen Flames. Maybe they have truly had enough here.
Oh, he's so happy with that. He's so pleased with himself as well.
What's crazy is Boomich did that in an actual semi-final.
Yeah, he did do that. That was weird. You don't see that too often. Is running into T-spawn and getting an easy knife. Good kill from Olaf. Shooting at his teammate as well. Sleeper agent perhaps. Big trades in middle all across the board. Nice and quick. And Nikodos going for style points.
Kindar, he's been activated. Hooks, he's left in the 1 versus 2. The bomb is down in mid at the moment. Needs to be picked up. Get Right. He's then able to do so. Expecting a possible flank. Knows that Hooksy is one of the A players.
Hooksy wants the knife. So a little bit of a clutch here. Get Right and Yekandar just chilling. Bomb is down in mid, and Hooksy over at the... I feel like they've got to be like talking to each other, typing, come challenge me at A, come knife me at A.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. like
There's no
must be
trust.
it. Yeah. How much honor does Luke see? That's the question.
Ooh.
Oh no!
It was a Zeus duel. And Get Right in a familiar position. 1v1 bomb planted.
Now we're gonna get a knife situation here, or is this?
No, this is played for real. This is played for real. Get Right slow playing it behind the smoke as well. Hasn't spotted out the position. Ooh, a smoke diffuse though could be dangerous. Get Right. Here's the diffuse. Is being cautious about just a fake tap, and he'd be correct. Hooksy gonna go back to it, and even that's a fake. I think Hooksy actually picked up the Zeus from Yakindar. Ooh, inside of the smoke, almost there. Now the knife is out, and Get Right's got another.
I think Hooksy did the left, but he missed the first one.
Yeah.
So he didn't actually get the kill there on the third strike. That's unfortunate. But
All
Get
the
Right-
legends hyping each other up on the big stage.
Get Right knows how to win a 1v1 clutch. He knows what he's doing.
It's like modern day jousting.
I have to tell you something about Cobblestone here. We're seeing the Zeuses and the Sword-Offs and stuff like that, but that was commonplace for actual serious matchups on Cobblestone. Maybe that tells you why it's no longer in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, the ops are out. Round number 12 here on Mirage. And now it's calmed down. Everyone's got the real guns except for Olafmeister.
Looking to challenge mid here. I'll go back to the flames. Oh, that's a nasty shot from Roy. Takes Olafmeister down. Kindar will get completely blinded, but I think we also had Roy get completely blinded by that flash too. And Abby's going to win that one. Great pop flashes coming through to mid. That's a clearance. However, Gerroy's been creating space on the A side, but they'll get denied as they start to rotate that bomb all the way around.
Now the pop flashes are coming in. Get Right, Zeus with the push. Ooh, he gets baited into it. Steps forward. Vivlaren controlling the spray is going to do nothing. 9-3. 6-round lead for Team Get Right.
I think it happened, Jason.
Yeah, I know.
It happened.
Happened quick. Now you can feel it. Less smiles, more killing.
They were for me one of the most enjoyable teams to watch at this major, actually. Just
Yeah.
watching them through the Swiss system.
No, they were exciting. It's always fun seeing a team break out the way they did and almost even make it all the way to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see them have this position on the stage as well.
Definitely, like making it look legit, for sure. They legitimize themselves heavily in this competition. We'll see Team Get Right looking to legitimize themselves here, but I'm not sure how well it's going to go. We've got Zyphon with the spray down, and they can't get out of the apartments. There's only 2 of them left.
Yeah, nothing working this time. Everything being shut down. Copenhagen Flames are here. They have arrived, and they put down the funny guns.
Okay, Zeus. 1 versus 5. Half health. Smoked off. They know exactly where he is. There's going to be shenanigans. Absolutely. You can see Nikodos already thinking about it. He's got the knife out in the smoke. Zeus knows. He can feel the shenanigans, Jason. He knows something crazy is going to happen. He just has to wait, allow them to get close.
This is his time to shine.
There's a world where he wins this.
No, there's not. There's no world in which he wins this.
I mean, if they try to knife him, I feel like maybe 3K spray down, make it a 1v2. They're trying to set something up here. He's got to feel something around this smoke. He's got to feel it.
Look at these nerds. They're not going to let him do anything. Everyone's blind. No. Oh, he could actually have gotten one. And Zeus goes down.
Oh my goodness. Zeus was always such a fun player to watch, you know, from afar, like seeing him in the booth and any stage.
Yeah, great personality to have on the stage as well. Obviously having a good time up here.
Wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah, he really does. For better and for worse.
Yeah. I remember the days when we were casting at E-League and we'd have our little booth there for casting and we'd be looking over and we'd always have Navi right next to us. And man, every single round they're like fighting with each other, then they love each other, then there's just like, there's just so much drama constantly.
Oh, he's done it again. They're tied. It's 1-1. Surely that'll be a best of 3. We'll see that duel again. Yabi goes down. And Get Right's team is challenging into the A bomb site and they're going to get a plant.
3v4 retake, all coming through from connector side, so they're playing together at the very least. But we have the flank getting set up by Olafmeister and Zeus. Zeus will go back through the ticket, but Olaf with the Tech 9.
Classic weapon for Olaf Meister.
Absolutely. But the knife's going to come through. Out comes the Tech 9. Can he make it happen to 3K? Not even necessary. The Tech 9's going to do the job. Gets the assist. And Team Get-Right lock it in. There's a world where they close this game, Jason. There's a world where this happens.
I don't know. Let's wait for the second half. That's gonna be weird.
By MT49. I endorse this messaging.
Yes, I do too. Now's the time to do it. All the funny guns are out.
What is the most garbage gun in the game, Jason?
Ooh, it'd probably be the M249.
It probably is, isn't it?
Honestly, I probably would have said the revolver before today. Good kill from Olaf Meister. Here we go, 10-4. Final round of the first half before we switch sides here at the show match. Flashbangs in, and Roy's gonna back away. Get-Right lurking as his classic vintage Get-Right, and it's gonna be Olaf coming up connector. He finds another one with the Tech 9.
Oh no! How has he found his way around here? That's outrageous. Nikodos waiting for the perfect moment. Just allows his teammates to die. Just let them all die so you can get all the kills. Nikodos. Out comes the knife once again. And Gerro's not having any of that. Oh no, Nikodos, how dare you?
That's not cool. That's not right. Zeus and Fifth Laren in a 1 versus 2. That is quite a pairing to have in a 1 versus 2. Here we go. Zeus. Ooh. That's a thing of beauty. I'll eat my words.
Shut him down.
Yeah. 11-4 for Team Get-Right at halftime. Nobody saw it coming.
Not really sure what's happening.
No, that's unique. Nobody knows what that means.
He's vibing.
Nobody knows anything about it. Yeah.
The Zeus vibes. How we've missed it.
Zeus vibes.
How we've missed it on stage. Man, we'll never forget the timeout, the famous timeout when Gambit won.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was brilliant. That was really cool. That's gonna go down as one of the best moments in major history.
Yeah. Zeus, a leader of men.
G2 Army already getting ready for the grand finals.
Oh, the storylines we have going to this finals, it really is incredible. We're so close, but first, Team Get-Right, can they hold on to their lead here? Copenhagen Flames, surely. They're going to start amplifying their efforts here.
Oh, they're doing the crab walk strategy. They're going to crab walk the whole way to the B-bomb site, which is stacked.
Crab people, let's go.
Dualies stacked in the B-bomb site for Team Get-Right. There's 9 guns that Copenhagen Flames is gonna have to get by, and there's the first kill from Olaf. Wants to lure them in, and yeah, they're standing up now. They're gonna run, and they're gonna be in a world of hurt. Now they know the stack is here. Now the Dualies are shooting off bullets, and they have no idea what they're getting into.
All right, okay, they might be able to get out of the apartments. It's just gonna be Hooksy left again. Olaf might say he's so close, he's ready with the knife. He's ready.
No.
He's waiting patiently. He's gonna go for it. Oh no! He's been denied by Hooksy.
My heart. Good stuff.
How many knife kills we've had?
We've had a lot. We've had quite a few. You had some Zeus kills into it, as you know. They've been going nuts. I can't believe they actually won that against so many dualies. He's just so happy. So happy not to get shanked. All right, second round coming in, and there's the machine guns holding down the trigger. A lot of ammunition to send out the way. I don't think he's hit a single thing.
I mean, when do you practice the spray, the recoil control on the MT49? I mean, if someone's gonna have done it, it would be Get-Right, the master of spray. But it's not good, looking too great here for Team Get-Right. Just Olaf and Zeus remain.
Ooh, he's got it. Talk about controlling the recoil. Had to aim at the toes. Knife is out. Ooh, honorable is Copenhagen Flames.
Oh, no, this is so reminiscent of the faceit pugs where people just like run around. Just
yeah.
like wasting time.
Like, please
come
no.
on. It's getting PTSD flashbacks.
Another knife kill.
Man, I feel like we need more from the MT49 here. We got Get-Right on it. How about 5 players on it at once, Jason? I feel like that's how you do this. Get 5 of them in the window, spray it down.
How about this? Stockholm, can we get a heat check? How many of you are G2 fans today? How many of you are here for Navi? How many of you are here for Get Right?
Get Right wins.
Get Right wins.
Get Right wins.
11-6. Speaking of the devil. Ooh, biding his time.
He's been spotted now, though. But is he aware? Oh no, they're going to go for the flash and the knife, but Get Right, here he goes. There's the Zeus kill, pulls out the knife, but it's Roy to get him dealt with. And now it's Kindle with that revolver. 1 versus 4 revolver. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I feel like we need to have a petition to have just a 5-on-5 Zeus battle in this matchup. We've seen everything. That's the only thing we haven't had yet.
Yeah. When we could control everything, Jason, about what they're buying, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
It looks like we're slowly creeping back here. Copenhagen Flames, 7-11, turning it around.
We've got the auto sniper. Okay, we want to go back to another classic. Get Right with the auto sniper. We'll see what he can get done with it. He made this popular back in the day.
Got so much nostalgia. I can't handle it. I can't handle the nostalgia.
Ooh, this shotgun's going to get a chance, though. All 5 players coming out of Palace. Excuse me, 4 players really, really close to the entrance. Zeus can step back and get involved, but Yekindar needs 1, and he's got it. Zeus hasn't moved from ramp still. Shotgun not yet in play. That's awkward. Zeus still not moving. Still expects somebody to be coming from ramp, and unfortunately, Shotgun now is going to be in a... Ooh, nice shot from the auto sniper. Roy gets clotheslined.
Absolutely. Garo's not messing about, but Zeus talks about it here. Oh no! He's been absolutely denied. This is so unfortunate for Zeus.
Copenhagen Flames is playing all the old school games. They did the crab walk on the pistol. Now they're playing Gladiator out Palace, and one at a time, see how much you can get done. And someone's here to ruin the party. Oh no, he's going to get another one. He's going to get another one. Oh, it's no fun. Olaf shuts down the games. No fun when Olaf is here, and Hooksy manages to win it out in the end. He is the champion. He's the lead gladiator now.
Absolutely. He's been left last in a lot of these rounds, in fact. Well, Copenhagen Flames, on the back of some of these clutches from Hooksy, they might just be bringing this one back. Copenhagen Flames. I mean, there's some shenanigans here, but I'm worried for Team Get Right. I'm worried for them.
Yeah, a nice little comeback brewing here. Good kills from Yekindar. Not if he has anything to say about it. Roy's going to step up to the plate next. No defense. Full-blown stack towards the B-bomb site. But it's all good.
5 versus 3. Roy's going to take down Olafmeister. So they've got some control of the site, but they don't have the bomb. So that's kind of a problem. That's a small...
It's not a problem. It just means they're going to have to be heavily aggressive, and they're just have to go take fights. Get Right is in a little bit of danger. There's a revolver on the other side of that. Yeah, he tries to spam through. That's not connecting. I think he spots, yeah, he sees the kneecap. There goes your shin.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is the worst. Oh, I like it. Oh, didn't nail it. Didn't stick the landing. Try again. Judges say 3 out of 10. This time, Get Right doesn't want to have the game being played.
Enough is enough. All right, Nikodos now, it's his turn to clutch, 1 versus 4. Again, no bomb in his hands, so that's kind of a problem. Get Right's looking to shut this one down. Oh, nice shot coming in from Nikodos. Can he finish it off, though? Got players on the map as well. Down, Get Right. Oh, I can't believe it.
He goes and takes it. Yekindar having fun with the camera. He's a natural.
Yes. Where are they going, Jason? That's the question.
Oh, who knows? It's not about where you're going, Dan. It's about the journey. It's about how you get there. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. It's Counter-Strike time.
There we go. Get the Core Runnings reference in there. Got the Viking longboat there out in the crowd. Love to see it. Copenhagen Flames looking for the rush down on the B apartments here. Bomb is towards that A site, so it is a fake here coming in from them. Get Right goes down, so they've sold the fake for sure. Or maybe they haven't though, because Zeus is still waiting in shadow.
The trigger discipline on Fiflaren is crazy. However, he's gonna have to take one of these eventually. I don't think he realizes yet the bomb. This isn't the end point. He's letting them all through, but they've been planning to go towards A this whole time.
He's just an observer at this point. He's like a steady cam, just
Yeah, he's let everyone go past, and now he has no chances to get any kills. Oh, he regrets all of his life's decisions.
Yeah, now he's in the 1v4 retake on A on Mirage. That's cool.
He's got it. Old school Fiflaren would win that.
No. All right, Stockholm, I think Team Get Right needs your energy right now. Can you make some noise for Team Get Right? You know what? I was going to ask him again, Jason, but that was pretty good. I think Team Get Right heard all of you. I'm about to see if it's enough to take them over the line here, because Copenhagen Flames, I'm feeling like they want to win this game, Jason.
Ooh, good shot from Roy. Opens it up onto Fiffy. Zeus is going to come around. Yekindar on catwalk holds him at bay. We've got that revolver lying in wait. When is that going to be put into action? And you have to feel like there's going to be a knife attempt somewhere in this. Get Right's got his auto sniper. This is going to be an easy one. Roy has no idea. Transferring down. Roy steps into it. Double kill for Get Right. Holds down the trigger. So does Hooksy, and nothing lands.
Navi in the 1v3. Look out. There's well, should be a kill. He's going to pull out the knife there. Gets a little bit closer. There's the Zeus. That's what he wants. That's the play for Yabi, but will get shut down. 13-9. Team Get Right. They're closing in on a victory here. So many legends on stage.
Yeah, going way back as well. 13-9. Team Get Right just 3 rounds away from taking the ever so valuable pride of winning the show match.
Absolutely. And can you imagine as well for the players on Copenhagen Flames, you know, just a lot of youngsters, way less experience, we're watching all of these legends that they're playing against.
A little bit of a motivational speech. Zeus rousing the troops. A few massages passed out, loosening the muscles. And
I mean, we know what's going to happen now, Jason. We already referenced the famous Zeus tactical timeout pep talks.
Known for his inspirational speeches.
We've seen this movie before.
We've seen it. This is the sequel. Well, all right, so speech is over. Now we're just chilling. Back into the game.
Yeah, Roy's been killing it on the auto sniper, man, which is great to see.
I'm amazed at pretty much everyone on Team Get Right. Get Right doing it the auto sniper. Fiflaren's had some cool rounds. Zeus obviously stepping up. It's been good to see him back in action here on the big stage. Zyphon blinded and Fiflaren pushing. Okay, he's really doing a throwback major, trying to imitate Bialy. He waited.
Very nice.
Yeah, Hooksy has no idea how he got there. Fiffy's thrown this one all to hell, but Roy equally has pushed up and opened up the B-bomb set. Again, no bomb. So just brawls across the map for the moment.
Yeah, this is quite interesting because here comes the flank onto Get Right. Will he turn around in time? Yes, he spots it in time. Well done by Get Right. Now we have the 2 versus 3. Bomb will be collected. A minute to get that planted.
They won the 2 versus 3 Fiflaren and Get Right in the first half. It'd be awesome to see them do it again. And they're at the right bomb site for it. Fiflaren finds Nikodas without a gun in his hand. That's pretty good damage to him as well. Up catwalk we go. Copenhagen Flames going to bypass this defense.
30 seconds, yeah. Fiflaren could play spoiler to this one, and he has. He's dropped the bomb.
Get Right next. Get Right next. Oh, he sees here's the bullet, excuse me. Oh, what a one tap. Right through the edge of the wall. And Zyphon in a 1 versus 2 now. How quickly the tables have turned. And there's no time, Dan. Look at the time.
Something about clay and
something clay.
The clay pyramids here for Zyphon. Well, as you say, no time left in this one, and that's 14 rounds for Team Get Right. Copenhagen Flames, maybe they let one too many go in this one, one too many knife fights, and they found themselves in the doldrums.
That's right, Stockholm, get ready. The grand final of the PGL Major comes next.
This is a fantastic warm-up.
Yes, it is. Yekindar, ooh, he's going to get a lot of action. Big trade from the revolver. Still at auto sniper and Get Right's hands. I don't think he's lost it yet. And they want to challenge it long range, and that's not going to work well. Nice kill on a Jabby, and there goes Roy. And it's looking like Team Get Right might have a solid victory here on the home stage.
Yeah, looking for 15 rounds here. Huxi and Nikodos to try to stop this one on the take. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Austin might have found a timing in here. He's going to go straight towards the back of Gel. Nikodos, he's ready for this with a revolver. Trying to get the shots landed. It's so labored, but I mean, there we have the assistance coming through from Huxi. And that's just going to be Nikodos left alive at the back with a revolver. Can he make it happen? It's going to be so difficult. The revolver just is not reliable. It's not working out. Oh, the two's misses. And there's still a chance here for Nikodos, but no. Get Right with the knife. Will deny. And that's 15.
That's 15. Just one away. And he's dusting off his shoulder. No problems for Get Right. Here at the Avicii Arena. So, this is a turn of events. And if we look at our monitors, we've got a lot of P90s being picked up from Copenhagen Flames.
You'd love to see it. The run and gun is coming. Go. I mean, it's the B abs rush straight into the B site with the P90s. I feel good about this. you have to trust the P90s. Yekindar, he's going to be able to take down one. Oh, he's going to get traded out though.
It's going to be a big flank from Olaf Meister. Fiflaren just has to live. Just needs to stay alive. While Olaf comes in slowly but surely, he's going to do one better. He's going to add a kill onto it. And Team Get Right, they can feel it now. They're building up into this victory. Roy can't control the P90, can't control the noob cannon, and Zyphon is the last one left. A P90 of his own, and he goes down. It's Olaf to get the final kill, and Team Get Right have done it. They've won the show match here at the PGL Major, and a standing ovation for all the legends.
Impressive performance. Maybe we'll see them in the next major qualifiers, Jason.
Oh, it's good stuff. That's great. Stockholm, give it up for Team Get Right.
Let's hear it as well for Copenhagen Flames for giving us such an awesome show match.
Hugs all around. Ooh, even a Brazilian flag up there. Where'd that come from?
Hey, man. It's
Yekindar.
It's Yekindar, yeah. It's going to be so interesting to see just the development from Copenhagen Flames as well. I know this is fun and games for them, but keep an eye on these lads because they've got to play against some of these legends that they grew up watching, and they got to play them on the stage here, which is such a special moment. And I'm sure we'll be seeing them in a major final soon enough.
Oh, and the rookie's having some fun with the crowd. Gonna toss his jersey in there. Don't wash it. It's gonna be something special.
Yekindar loves it.
Yeah, he's living the dream.
The reverse discus.
A juke. That's great. Good for him. What a cool little show match for the guys. Zeus even getting out there as well. Well, that's a good way to warm things up for the grand final that's coming up oh so shortly. We've got a little bit of fun and festivities planned in between now and then, which we'll be getting to in just a minute. But that's a good way to start. And there you have it at the front of the stage by the trophy. Former major winners, former champions, and always legends of Swedish Counter-Strike, Fiflaren and Get Right, hyping up the crowd. What can you say about that, Dan?
I mean, it's just, it's hard not to be emotional. If you've been here for the journey of Counter-Strike Global Offensive in the last few years, just the amount of passion and how much this game has made a difference to all these people's lives and just what they've given. It's just so awesome to get a chance to celebrate them before we get to make history anew with the grand finals that's coming up shortly.
Yeah, that's going to be coming up shortly, but first we get to send it back to the panel with Richard Lewis.
Yep, we are back, just enjoying the scenes and the sights and the sounds. But DDK, it's a good point. A lot of nostalgia there.
Yes.
From obviously Team Get Right and Fifth Lauren winning and sort of carrying a little bit as well. New experience for him.
It was cool to hear DDK actually, talking about passion for the game, getting away. Obviously, he was just thinking about Valorant and, kind of how he's gotten into that.
Yeah.
New sheriff in town.
New shiny toy.
Yeah. But, obviously giving the crowd what they want there and seeing all the old legends roll it back.
I think Copenhagen Flares might not have been trying to.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have an
It's just a
inkling.
suspicion I have,
I just want to echo what Dan did say, though. Like, end of the day, like, we have the major finals coming up over here. Obviously, Simple and Nico. It's going to be a great storyline. But end of the day, man, today's all about Counter-Strike as well, right? The game. You just got to remember, today, the game wins.
Well, I think also a little bit about transactions. Really, I think the Copenhagen Flames owner was like, "Oh, I have to lower. I have to make another tweet now. Okay, guys, you're getting 10% off after this." I think he wished the players would help him out a little bit. Raise their stock.
Yeah, so anyway, we are going to go back to the stage now. Banks is going to be interviewing representatives of those teams we just saw.
Thank you very much, Richard. A little bit of fun with the show match there. Hooksy, what went wrong, mate?
Huh?
What went wrong?
Well, we started on the CT side. I was actually against that because I was building a strat book on Twitter, and some of the strats worked. We had some Brazilian fans down here who wanted us to do the T pistol. That worked out great. That's the only strat that worked. So I don't know, the P90 B rush. It's always a classic, but it didn't work. I don't know. It's just when you play against such experienced guys, they are just ready for everything.
They know it all, right? They know it all. But what do you think of this crowd, man? It's a lot of fun, right?
Oh, there's so many people for a show match, and it was so much fun. I can't describe how much it means to me to play in front of a crowd, even though it's not a too meaningful match. It's so nice.
And they love it as well. Now, Zeus, you've managed to play in every single major, mate.
Oh, hello guys. Yes, I play all major, and thank you very much. Get right. It's like respect for take me, and you guys. It's very cool major. Very many people from all in the world. I'm very happy to see this, and it's very cool. And guys, I love you, all of my star. Guys, go see final.
That's it. Let's get ourselves ready for the final. A good bit of fun. It's a show match, and that's what we love to see. But now, let's see who's going to take this trophy home.
Yeah, thanks a lot, James. Indeed, really the occasion today is, of course, the final, but we'll spare a few thoughts to the show match. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Copenhagen Flames, but today, obviously, the theme is history. That's what we've all been talking about, because in that final, we're going to see, obviously, Simple potentially get his first major, Nico potentially get his first major, already legendary players. But obviously, it's sort of staggering to think back to the era of Fifth Lauren, of Get Right, of 2015 Olaf Meister, of obviously Zeus's previous iterations of NAVI, and sort of how far we've come since then. Sort of crazy when you think about it. I always have to kind of like catch myself, it's like, cause it's not 2013 anymore.
I actually thought, though, this major, in the sense that, like, we obviously were the ones who built it as the throwback major, and we're going to take it back, like, first major in a while. But actually what's funny is, despite all the storylines, like, it's the online era, none of these teams will make it. If you look at the end, the top 4 teams of the year, and pretty much the online era, were basically the teams that were there. Even Vitality was in the top 8. Like, it actually ended up kind of taking the narratives and bringing them to land. And by the way, that is a throwback vibe, because if you remember, the top 8 of the major used to be sacred. Like, you didn't fluke your way into those those first, like, let's say 6, 7 of them. And if you made the semis, you probably were one of the absolute best teams in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like if you look at the storyline we've had the past couple of years, right, it's been a rough time for all of us. Everyone playing online, a lot of questions being raised, and I'm kind of happy to end here in the final day that we have a lot of these questions being answered. Are these teams legit? Are these teams not legit? And finally, at the end of the day, one of these two players, Simple or Nico, are going to be getting a major. That's great for me. Yep.
I think it's just great to have Counter-Strike back on LAN, real LAN, in front of a crowd in an arena. I think, meeting all the people throughout the event, players, fans, owners, whoever, right? Everyone's just super excited to be back. We really missed this. I think it's been a rough period for everyone in a lot of things in the last year and a half, and just having that sense of are we slowly going back to normal? Really, I think it's just been awesome, and I can't wait for this grand final to start.
Yeah, the grand final is going to really blow the roof off, I think. So thanks for all of your thoughts. Now, we're talking about legends. We saw some legends on stage there. James Banks got to sit down with one of the all-time greats. He talks to Potty now.
Now we get to enjoy this place, mate, and this is wild. Like, if you go all the way back when we were maybe hoping a few thousand people, you know, never anything like this.
No, I mean, who would imagine? And this is so great. I mean, the history of Swedish Counter-Strike, where it all began, until this fantastic arena. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's something special. When we're sat in here, right, and it's like completely empty, you stand in the middle, you really see how big it is.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to be here in the center to realize how big this arena is.
Yeah.
And, like, can you imagine that it's sold out in just like 1 week or something like that? It's amazing.
All the cheers that are going to be coming out through the hallway and stuff is going to be wild. But like, I don't know, for me, right, I always hoped it would get so big, but I never expected us to get to where we are now, let alone to a point where, like, not just the prize money, but also the fans, the interactions, you know, like, I was just happy with it being competition, you know, and having something to go for.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, look at us now, filling an arena in the center of Stockholm, from pretty much being in small internet cafes all over the world. I mean, it's amazing how far we came.
What do you reckon, though? You could have another go at this? Would you like being in this kind of environment to compete? Or do you think it'd be a bit too much for you?
Well, when I stand here, I get flashbacks from the early days of my career, and definitely this is something I really wanted to be able to, like, play in. Yeah. I mean, I played in some arenas, but nothing ever like this. This is amazing.
So Swedish Counter-Strike has kind of come, I guess, full circle in a way, right? But from your days, where we're talking about early 2001, forming NIP, finding this success, and now comparing to, you got to see like the players having their media day and things like that. How big a difference is it of what you had to deal with and what they have now?
Oh my God! I mean, players nowadays are so spoiled now, but I mean, it's fantastic that it's come to this. I mean, I remember when we went to tournaments, there wasn't any practice computers at all. So some of the tournaments we haven't played for a week or so, like, because it was media days back then also, but it was no practice time in between. And when we flew somewhere, it could be like, 8-9 days sometimes before we even get to touch a computer again. So imagine though having to perform at that level when you haven't played for so many days. I mean, obviously you're rusty and have a rough start, but I mean, it's amazing how we come to this far. I mean, filling arenas, you have the practice areas, their own like space and everything taken care of. It's fantastic, it's great.
On the other aspect as well, right now the players don't have to pay for their flights, don't even have to book their flights. They've got support staff from the organizations, from PGL, for example.
Yeah, I mean, big credit to the tournament organizers nowadays. I mean, we had to pay our tickets ourselves, basically, in the beginning, even have a hard time founding it. Sometimes you won a qualifier where you paid for the tickets, but it was hard to get the fees out and so on. And I mean, a lot of things have changed the past years for the better.
And for you, right, we were talking about this yesterday, you guys are like one of the first teams with actual like jerseys and stuff. It was the iconic one with the small NIP original logo. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, people forget that, but I mean, NIP was actually the first team in the world to have jerseys when we went to the tournament in 2001, which was like the first official World Championship that Valve actually like approved that this is a World Championship. And I think we were basically the only team there that had team jerseys. So you could say that we're the first team.
Styling from the start as well. But when it comes to actually looking at now what's happened with Swedish Counter-Strike, because you guys were on top for so long, right? From 1.6, you even had some success in Source, then you come into Go at the very beginning, just look at NIP again, rising up, dominating from start to finish. Now we're in a weird spot where it's kind of rebuilding, right? You've got these young teams coming up. Obviously, Ninja Pajamas now have their young Ninjas team to try and bring some of these players through. But do you think like that Sweden can rebuild in this way? Do you think you've got enough potential?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all about the trends. I mean, we were really spoiled. We had some really good teams and we had great competition. I mean, the reason why we stayed at top for so long is that the competition in Sweden was like really insane. You could have like top 10 team in Sweden, and they could probably place top 3 in the world in the end of the year, basically. And that's how hard the competition were in Sweden back then.
Yeah.
So competition always drives you to perform better, right? And I think that we were kind of spoiled because of, instead of new organizations starting in Sweden, like I started an IP and then a lot of other great like smaller organizations started out. I think the trend somewhere changed where you wanted to get picked up by an organization or something like that, and you felt like, okay, it's all or nothing. I want to be in an IP or one of the big organizations or nothing. So I think that created a kind of bad trend in Sweden. That's why we saw Sweden kind of drop off the map, and other people, especially Scandinavian people, were catching up. I mean, look at Denmark.
Oh, yes.
Hats off to them, what they've been doing for the past years. I mean, some great players, some great organizations, and I think that a lot of the whole world can look at how they've been building their scene for the past years, because they're a real small country just as Sweden, and they have like some great history in the past few years now. But finally we see some light in Sweden again. I mean, obviously this helps out, but we see a lot of new young both talents and teams are blooming up again finally. I mean, I think that kind of the part that NIP has had some great success now again is that they actually work better with younger talents now, and like an infrastructure on how to bring them and on board them, and I think it worked great. I mean, you can see the results basically from now, that it really pays off to work with grassroots and everything like that, and work with the whole community, and I think that's what's been missing for a lot of years in Sweden, but now finally getting back to it.
And what are you working on now, right? Because you're still involved in kind of helping the grassroots side, right? Which is really important for what we want to see here in Sweden. Yeah,
I mean, my goal about 5 years ago was to really help finding a new great ecosystem within esports, because, I mean, a lot of great things are doing at the top, like the top organizations. We have these fantastic majors and everything like that, but there's so little work that's been doing with the grassroots, and I think the grassroots is the key of even making esports even greater than it is today. It needs to find a better structure and everything like that, an ecosystem, and I think it's so important. So that's why I've been working the past 5 years in helping like youth education. We started our local esports league, and I think not to be cocky, but the reason why we see Swedish esports bloom again is thanks to our local league that we're running here in Sweden.
Nice. Well, the future's certainly bright for Swedish Counter-Strike. It all started in Sweden for Counter-Strike, and having the most successful team to be in the best team in the world at multiple times, but now it's time for the real fun to begin at the major. Swedish champions, you think the actual NIP's got a chance?
I mean, it would be a Cinderella story, of course, but not even I dare to hope so. But let's see how it plans out.
Let's see.
Coming up next, NAVI versus G2.
Hey Siri, what is copy trading?
Copy trading is a service that enables individuals to automatically copy positions opened and managed by an elite trader.
Explain it simple, Siri.
BitGet.
Your favorites will play soon. You hope for the win. Excited about the game. But something has changed. You start to doubt. Will they pull it off? Or will they drift away? You pull yourself together. Because you're sure they're revved up to win. You know they've prepared. They picked the right course, and even when there's no chance, you believe they will win. GG Bet. Be excited.
I've got Jan here who's going to be supporting G2 today. Now, Jan, why are you supporting G2?
I know this guy. I don't remember this name, but I know this guy.
I mean, why won't you support G2? We're at home now.
You can directly hear the French accent. You have the most catchy accent in the world when you try to speak English. But I like the cap.
We're really proud to be there, guys. We're behind you. We're going to cheer for you.
Thank you,
We're going to make all the noise we can, even with the crowd, the local crowd doing whatever they can. G2 is going to beat them up. That will be really, really easy for us.
He told the truth, guys. He say we're gonna beat NIP easy, and we did it. So thank you very.
Mate, why do you support G2?
Well, it all started as G2 made the France super team. And then, well, because of Kenny S, lately I loved Kenny S, and then I supported G2 more and more.
He's not here anymore, bro.
It's just a nice team, I love it.
And why do you support G2?
So first, I started watching League, and I really love the team of G2 in League of Legends.
I like the guys, I like the vibes, they're really good. It's beautiful!
Well, I hope you're gonna win the major. I mean, I'm also a bit of a Navi fan, and I think it's gonna be a Navi versus G2 final. And it's so rough, but I hope you win the major.
Thank you very much, but I think Navi's gonna win, so there we go.
It's G2 and Navi France, so he hopes for the big final Navi against G2. I'm gonna do it for you, bro.
What do you want to say to the G2 team?
Let's go, Nico! Woo!
All about Nico or him? What about you?
Whoa.
I'm very glad in Nico. I hope they do a very good job.
Typical fan of Nico.
I hope they do a good job as well. Let's see how they do.
Huh?
Nico, he was the hero of the day.
0-2-0, easy.
There, that's what we're talking about.
They all tell the truth. They all say 2-0 easy.
Actually, I'm gonna say these guys are insane. They have been looking pretty good in the start of the tournament. People thought that they wouldn't make to this far. People actually picked them as a 3-0 team. They thought before this tournament that they couldn't even make to the playoffs, but they did it. They did it like in a good fashion, and they were the first team to qualify in this tournament to the playoffs. And I think personally, these teams has the potential to win this whole tournament.
It's true, bro, it's true. We have a problem with G2, it's to be consistent. We can be really good and to be scared, and we can be really bad.
At least they will win today for sure. I'm gonna be pretty sure about it, even though it's in Sweden, but still, these guys have a sick aim and sick gameplay in this tournament. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's gonna be Navi versus G2, and then we will see who's gonna win.
Thank you!
They're awesome. I'm sure they're gonna do it. I want them to just break the curse of the 0-3 finals. I want them just to do it. They have got the potentials, and I'm sure they can do it.
You are so nice, bro. Good vibes
I
here.
just wish the best of luck to Amanek, who is one of my favorite players of all time. Bonne chance, François, éclate tout.
Oh, fan of Amanek. T'as tout compris, mon gars. T'as tout compris.
And you, what do you want to say to G2?
Like, you're against the guys that are at home, but you're gonna crush them like 2-0, no respect. Let's go. Hey, let's go!
Merci, mon French, international people, I don't care. I just see the good vibes. I see the smile, and for me, it's the things can make me happy. And thank you guys, and I hope we can meet after and enjoy together.
It's all on the hips and the hands. Put your game face on and prepare your stance. Till the last man stands. Now do the flashbang dance. Now do the flashbang dance. Flash batanga dance. Flash batanga dance.
Show how to do it.
Flash batanga dance. Flash batang.
3, 2, 1, you're running up long, yeah, with an AK. Doesn't really matter what way you wanna play. Dashing through smoke with the flash like snacks. Coming with speed and ready to attack. Pop flash, make the crowd dance. 300 IQ with the counterattacks. Now, whole team sitting on my back. That's round on me, I got 0 cash. Ballin' like Gaben, feeling bit faded. And even if I go blind, I can still see all my haters.
Do the flashbang dance till the last man stands. It's all on the hips and the hands. Put your game face on and prepare your stance. Till the last man stands. Now do the flashbang dance. Till the Friday till the Sunday. All we do is pop the flashbang dance. Monday till the Friday till the Sunday. All we do is now do the flashbang dance. Flash batanga dance. Flash batanga dance. Flash batanga dance. Flash batang.
3, 2, 1, you're
Feeling maxed out, full ammo.
Spray and pray, that's our only motto.
King of the jungle, naked rumble. 200 ammo, ready to rumble.
Mr. Flashbang's here, cook it, whip it, medium rare. Any place an hour, hips don't lie, y'all know its powers. Ballin' like Gaben, feeling bit faded. And even if I go blind, I can still see all my haters.
Do the flashbang dance till the last man stands. It's all on the hips and the hands. Put your game face on and prepare your stance. Till the last man stands. Now do the flashbang dance till the last man stands. It's all on the hips and the hands. Put your game face on and prepare your stance. Till the last man stands. Now do the flashbang dance.
Thank you, Stockholm.
Yes, so there you have it. A musical performance at a major. You know, it's
debatable, the first part of that.
Yeah. And we couldn't see Jordan as well at a major
Debatable.
final, of course. But anyway, as you can see, we've switched things up on the desk. We're joined by Maniac, a competitor that attended 5 majors when he was a player, knows a lot about what those players are going to be going through on stage. And of course, we are getting ready for the final. G2 versus Na'Vi. I described it as the thinking man's final because I think a lot of people might have got carried away with some of the hype from earlier in the tournament, and I don't think many people had, certainly had Na'Vi in the final. I don't think many people had G2.
Oh, right. I thought you meant because you were thinking, man, is this the final? I've already seen this twice. Oh, right. Sorry, you meant like the cerebral aspect.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, I think you just start at the top, like we said earlier. Like, Simple or Nico gets a major.
Yeah.
That is already the headline right there. It's a brilliant moment in history. It's not the end of their career, but it encapsulates a saga that these guys have been on. And remember, I would go back to this. When you consider these are the two highest fragging, highest rated teams in the tournament, not just because they made it to the final, they just actually are fragging out as teams. These are guys who were the hard carry. They were the 1v9 player. They were the guy where everyone has to get on my back and we don't even have a chance of winning this game. So it's kind of cool that they've actually both got real teams.
Yeah, many.
Yeah, it absolutely is awesome. And also the fact that these two players are peaking right now. Both Simple and Nico are playing their best major in their career. What else could we ask for the show? It's going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, and the good news as well is, so the G2 players have also been obviously showing up. Nico has had to drag them through the more difficult encounters, but that's what you expect, obviously. But, we're hoping they can make a good show of it here, even though it is Na'Vi's final to lose, essentially.
Yeah, and that was probably their only way to make it to the grand final on the back of Nico, and he's had a tremendous tournament here, and you do feel like for Na'Vi, Simple didn't have to play as well as he's playing, right? I mean, it's great for them that he is, but everyone's been showing up. They've just been stomping people this whole tournament, right? And on the G2 side of things, obviously we had that amazing semi-final yesterday against Heroic, where it really was in some of the crunch time moments. Everyone was thinking it's a E-League Boston major happening all again for Nico. Can't close out Inferno on T side, but he puts his team on his back. All those round wins, he had amazing amounts of impact, and just he wasn't going to be denied yesterday.
I'll take it back to the old days when it was Simple in the bad teams, some of those Na'Vi lineups that were a bit ropey before Zeus, for example, obviously Nico and Mouse Spots. People used to famously say, we won't mention who, but they know who I'm talking about. They used to say what I think is exactly the opposite. They used to say, oh, it's a lot easier when you're a bad team, though, because, you're the only one that gets all the kills. It's like, it's the opposite, you idiot. You're in like a 1v3 half the game. You're in situations where you have less economy. You're in a scenario where this guy doesn't get any damage on the guy, gives you no information. Like, that's why I agree with you. The fact that, like, basically, on the Nico side, he has had to hard carry a bit. But the idea Simple's putting up, like, world-beating numbers on a team that's also fragging out completely. But he hasn't actually had to look as impressive with the eye test, has he? Aside from that last series in the semis, basically, he's been on cruise control. He basically even admitted he was just drinking before one of the nights because it was his birthday before. So this isn't actually, for me, a scenario. It's more Nico who's in the old school vibe. For Simple, it's kind of like, it's almost like the universe just wants him to win this major.
Yeah, that's how good Na'Vi actually is. We stand up, we say, Simple didn't have to be absolutely extraordinary to make it, but his 1.46 rating at the event. Like, that's how crazy this is, how good and how well-rounded this Na'Vi team is, because he's not the only one we talk about anymore. He's got loads and loads of talent distributed around him, whereas, as you mentioned, Nico, he's really got it all to do.
Yeah, I mean, certainly does. You can see just from the statistical analysis just how ridiculous Simple is. And, as you say, probably hasn't had a lot of stellar performances here. The Na'Vi story isn't just about Simple for a change.
By the way, anytime a guy can get a 1.75 kill to death ratio, and you're basically going, he's sort of just having an alright tournament, and he's not really at his peak. He's not really, but they have to realise that's how insane Simple is. Like, I actually do think the cool thing about the way the tournament's gone so far is even though Na'Vi hasn't lost a map and he's posting these mind-melding numbers, if Nico outperforms him in this final, I think it's one of those ones where he might even be able to get the MVP in a losing effort. So there's plenty to play for here beyond legacy, just the individual match, even just the head-to-head. It actually does mean something.
Yeah, and obviously as well, I've talked about this concept that they talk about in American football, which we're all fans of. Maniac, not so much.
That's not good.
We'll
get him in.
Yeah, we'll get him in. But obviously missing rings, that you didn't get the Super Bowls you were supposed to get at a time when your team was dominant. Now, I think both of the players were highlighting Simple and Nico. I think they do know a thing or two about it. Mainly Nico with that Fizz super team, the miracle in Boston when Cloud9 beat them. And, there is an aspect in these moments, in these finals, where if I don't close this could be my career. I might never get one.
And I like the fact that you mentioned this, because I've gone deep into the history just to look at Simple stats in the finals he lost. We're talking 2016, obviously, against SK, and 2018 against Astralis. Two very miserable finals. We're talking 21 kills over the course of 2 maps, 24 kills in the other. But at the time, it was different. I think at the time, he himself thought, if I don't do it right now, if I don't show up, this is it. We're not going to win this major. And he might have just dug himself in a hole. This is a completely different situation. I don't think he's got the same kind of load on his shoulders. Sure, the pressure will be here, but it's not Simple who's got to go absolutely nuclear to win. So I'm hoping we don't see the same Simple disappearing in the final.
Well, also, he was a massive underdog in both of those finals. I mean, the Liquid one was a miracle in itself that he got to the final. Basically, he denied us, or Liquid denied us, the Fnatic versus Brazilians actual final at the major. And also in the second one, he faced Prime Astralis, and he had to play with Zeus and Edward on the team. So, you know, he didn't have the pieces around him at that point in time. And I think this one is now it's turned completely on its head. They are the team to beat.
Yeah, and I'd even say as well, actually, if you look at the Nico example, also famously, people were very critical when he didn't win that final because people outshined. I mean, even someone like Skrudel had better stats in that final, actually. So even though it wasn't quite as bad as the examples, and obviously had a much better team than some of the Simple teams, I'd agree. I think sometimes, I've always said, Simple actually would have looked better if he'd just narrowly lost those semi-finals, but fragged out like he did. And then he'd never had to be kind of shown up on the major stage.
And I'll tell you, you know, in addition to that, Nico being in that final, losing and not really having an insane performance, right, as you would want to see from him in that big of a game, you know, you learn from that. That's a learning experience. And yesterday, I think, was very much a learning experience for G2 because it was the first time they've lost a map in the series, and we got to see how they responded, and they responded really well and managed to grind out the game that had comeback written all over it, right? If there's one thing that we did not see from Navi in this tournament, is them having their backs against the wall. We know they haven't lost a map, right? They're 8-0 in this tournament, but they've only lost 2 halves out of the 16 that they've played. So, you know, that was both against Vitality in the quarterfinal game. So they really, at very little, you know, at only a minor point, have felt probably any sort of pressure. So in this situation now at the grand final, if you for the first time experience that you're down 1-0 or the game is really close and you just kind of got away with it, you know, that might be the worst timing for that to happen to you.
Well, we can take a look at the road to the final for these teams. Obviously, this is the bracket and how it all went down here at the champion stage. Obviously, we've said it many times, Navi didn't drop a map the entire tournament. It could be one of the most dominant runs. Meanwhile, if you look at G2, obviously a bit more laboured, but still, you know, having to beat NIP on home soil, you know, that's obviously legitimate. They had to dig deep against Heroic. Heroic have absolutely established themselves as top caliber LAN opposition. So 2 very contrasting journeys. And I'll ask you, Maniac, is there a potential benefit to sort of having these dirty, scrappy games where you have to dig deep and you find something coming into a final? Does it give you a different type of self-belief?
The way I see it, Navi hasn't been truly tested at all at this event, and we are yet to see how they would react to it. They won 8 maps out of 8, only 3 times their opponent made it to double digit. What kind of reaction do we see on the side of G2? You mentioned it. That victory against Heroic, I think, was very important because it gave them the feeling that even when everything is going to hell, which basically was the last 6 or 7 rounds of that map on Inferno, somehow they'll do it. Nico is going to shine, Next is going to have that 1v2, Hunter's going to have a clutch here and there. So even if the fashion isn't great, it gives you the sense that you can actually do it. You can fight back. Nothing is lost. Do we know, can we tell now that Navi has the same reaction if they are down against the wall? Because we haven't seen it at the major. They was just strolling on their way to victory.
And you know, Duncan, you were making the point the other day. I mean, you can't expect from Perfecto to have 30 kills like he did from Vitality every time. From Boomich to have, you know, his rating to be over 1. That's just because they're stomping everyone. So you felt like they would need to regress, and they haven't yet. And Bit is the one I want to talk about because the most insane thing I've seen is coming into this final, he's sitting at like 72% headshot percentage, which usually tells you he's just very good at killing people, right, and aiming. The average across all majors, really, the leader is Rain, you know, considered a headshot machine of his own, one of the best raw aimers out there. He's sitting at 55, and I think the highest I've seen at any major has been around 60. So he's like 10 percentage points above average. That's just mental to have that sort of a performance across 8 maps.
Here's the saddest thing, is if I only did the G2 side, and I said they've only lost 1 map in the tournament, they've been dominant, you know what, 3 of their players ranked in the top 15, you'd be like, wow, game on. Sad thing is, Navi have got all 5 players ranked in the top 14, and they haven't lost a single map. It's like, this is just unfair. If you meet any other time, you'd be the favourite.
All right, well, listen, guys, we're just going to take a quick break, go to Banks on the stage. He's with the G2 manager, Carlos, I believe.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, I've got Carlos from G2 and Eugene from Navi. And Carlos, I'm going to start with you because you weren't even here until today. You didn't even want to support your team.
Yeah, so yesterday I was watching the semifinals, and I was at my home. I'm traveling to the US, in fact, tomorrow for job, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm coming.
But you're coming to see your team lose again. Your track record's not looking too good, mate.
You know, you never lose your habits, you know. Another final against Navi, another final to lose. No, that's not true. It's not a BO5, so it's not a 0-3, you know. We can't lose 0-3 if it's a best of 3. Think about it.
So it's positive for you?
It's possible.
Now, Eugene, it's been a pretty good year so far for Navi, but are you feeling a bit nervous about this one, even though it looks like it's in your favor?
I think G2, they have no chances. I think that the only reason that Carlos is here is that he wants to poach Simple after the loss. But anyway, we respect our opponents, and G2 is a great team.
Now, G2, I like that. There you go, I like that. How much would Simple's buyout be? What would you charge him?
Simple is priceless.
Priceless. Carlos, how much money are you willing to throw down for Simple? You want him, surely.
Listen, Simple is good. It's not priceless. It has a price. Everything has a price. Everything has a price. So, but we come here to watch the final. We come here to watch G2 upset, because it will be an upset. Everybody thinks it's gonna be a 2-0. But I took my flight, and my players won't disappoint me. It won't be one-sided, and we have the people on our side. And I want to hear it. Who's a G2 fan in here? That's what I'm talking about.
That's not bad. That's not bad. But Eugene, we can do better than that, right? It's the Navi Nation.
No. I have a chant for G2 fans. Like, G2, top 2.
But we got the Navi fans on our side, right? Should we make them roar?
Navi Nation, can you show yourself?
Oh, it's a little bit louder on the Navi side. Shake hands, guys, because it's all love in this war. But we know who he's going to win. Let's see if it actually happens.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer, James.
James's style of interviewing about Navi.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
What happened to being unbiased?
None of that here, of course.
No,
so obviously, you saw both of those owners there. Navi, a very tenured organisation.
Yes.
G2 are sort of like little infants in that sense. A brand new organisation that Carlos himself created, formerly known as Gamers 2. And so it's great to see them, you know, at this level. They've really leveled up their game in such a short space of time.
By the way, as much as, yes, we all favour Navi probably and think the metrics say they should win, they haven't lost yet. So Navi's never won a major in CSGO. And by the way, they've been in loads of finals as well. Like, I looked it up, they've been in 5 finals, right, coming on to now. 0 titles. So if you remember Navi in 1.6, they were in 5 finals basically in a row, and they won 4 in a row. So actually, it's as much as they're like taking it, it's for granted, yeah, we've won this one already. Listen. History doesn't say as much.
And a point that, Yanko, you made yesterday was that for G2, this is almost the perfect scenario to walk into the final. You're facing an opponent that destroyed you. By the way, G2 hasn't beaten Navi since June 2020. That's how far you have to go back.
That was obviously pre-Nico.
Exactly, and that was online as well. Kenyas was in the team. So you G2, you're walking into the grand final of a major, was supposed to be the most pressurized event ever. But you're facing an opponent that everyone thinks, by any metric, any narrative, any logic, you're supposed to lose. Yeah. How better can it get? As a player, just walk in, just shoot your shot, go ahead. There's no pressure. That's something they have to use. They have to be ballsy in this game.
Carlos is a genius for that as well, by the way. I mean, one of the big parts of the G2 culture is when things go wrong, you lean into it and you sort of take away the weapons of the haters online, and you remove that pressure element by sort of becoming, you know, au fait with what it is to lose in a high-pressure situation. All of his players are always tweeting, you know, when things don't go right. So he's done everything he can to really lift the pressure from their shoulders, and who knows if that's going to be a factor today. One thing will be a factor, the veto. It's in. We're going to take a look at that now. It's coming up on screen, and There
they've done it.
There you go. They've done it.
Oh, they've picked Ancient.
Now, here's the thing. That actually does imply, no matter what they might have said as players, that G2 themselves, they know they're underdogs here.
I know.
There's a reason they didn't just pick Mirage straight away as their map. Because even though they picked it against everyone else the whole tournament, they know they would probably get spanked by Navi on it. So Ancient, listen, it's ballsy. Navi's been good on it. But listen, it's not a map they've had to make a home because they're so exceptional on all the other maps.
Yeah.
I agree. I have an issue with Mirage being as a third. You mentioned it. G2 picked Mirage the entire tournament. They won it all the time. That was their weapon. It almost sounds to be like, we don't really fancy our chances into Mirage. Let's try something else. This is from a position of being under Navi. I'm not too happy about it, Ancient, being honestly.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like when you look at it, there's two sides to it. If you pick Mirage, you're just showing confidence. It's a map that you've been winning throughout the tournament, that you've managed to also have really good T sides, right? So I was hoping for that as well. Yes, of course, Navi used to pick it at different times, obviously, but I think Navi is good on every map. I think if you play Navi on Vertigo now, they're probably gonna beat you as well. That's how good they are, right, individually. So you kind of had to stick to your guns. But talking to some of the G2 players, they actually feel super good on Ancient too, right? It just made more sense in some of the series that they played to just go with Mirage. They think they can play a similar style, that the individuals can have the room that they need to have on a map like Ancient on the T side. So we'll have to see. There was no surprises, obviously, with the Navi nuke pick here.
So one of the problems that I have with Ancient, a spin we could put on it, is that I feel like G2 in this tournament at times have been saved by individuals. Of course, Nico is a huge example on Inferno. Do we think that there is an individual in G2 that feels good enough on Ancient to make that kind of plays, to bail them out of misery? That is my one issue. You were making that point where if you're G2, you lean into your superstars, you give them the tools to save you, dig you out of situations. Can anyone do that on Ancient?
Doesn't really feel like the hard carry map, does it? I always think
That's
of all
my
the
problem.
retakes. You've got to have great timing, communication, get all the utility. So I have to say, this to me is just a complete crapshoot. They're really just rolling the dice on this one.
They had to, though, right? Surely there had to be a curveball here. One of the things we've said, first of all, we haven't seen Ancient throughout the playoffs. People obviously haven't decided to try and utilize that. We didn't get there with NIP, who've obviously been playing it a lot. I think this is a good strategy. It's one of the more sort of strategical vetoes we've seen because you are throwing that curveball.
You also have to take into account, we can't forget about Nuke here, right? And Mirage is still in the pool. It's the third map. And if you're G2, I think there's no way in hell you're winning this 2-0, right? That you're taking Nuke away from Navi. So, perhaps they're thinking curveball, a little bit of a surprise pick on Ancient. If you can pull it off, it's the first map as well being played. Maybe we get into it hot, cause an upset. Nuke was gonna be hard regardless. And then we get Mirage as the third, as the decider. I think that's better for them than either Inferno or Dust.
I feel like for G2, winning one map is the name of the game. Win one map. Unlock that score for Navi. Push them back, win Ancient. Throw that curveball, win it.
And, infamously, Duncan, you remember MLG Columbus 2016, the first major that the Brazilians won. They were in the final against Navi, and the first map, I think, was even the Brazilians' pick. It went into overtime, right? They lost, and Navi just completely crumbled after that. Flaming sitting in his chair at the stage while the rest of the team is going backstage to talk about the second map, and then they just got blown out on their own map pick. So, if that's the only way. Navi is the better team. They have the better individuals. They're playing a better brand of Counter-Strike as well. So the only way for you to beat them is to kind of instigate that pressure, like to make them feel, to make them panic, to make them nervous, and so that they're not able to play in the same way.
And by the way, it's not like G2 isn't good on Ancient. They've won 4 of their last 5 on it. Actually, the loss, by the way, was a 14-16 loss. So it's certainly something they had sort of in their pocket. It's just that, as we said here, there's a reason even the top teams on Ancient haven't particularly gone into it. Often they've left it as a third map in case they have to play it. I don't think it's a map anyone thinks they've mastered right now. So that's why I take the Maniac side. I think basically my issue is I like the curveball angle, like the veto kind of gamble. Like, let's put Navi somewhere they're not maybe that comfortable right now. The only problem is I don't know if G2's the right squad to do it. Like, I actually maybe would have preferred it. Like, I feel like you do, Janko. I'd have said just ride with the Mirage. He's got you this far. You've won it every time. Just take it that, look, Nico, it's an FPL map. He can go crazy on that. And just pray he does it one time and maybe someone from Navi just starts a slow start or something.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I liked that G2 the whole tournament was just sticking to their strengths. They didn't really care at all about these potential punish picks against other teams, or even stylistically. Their Mirages looked more or less the same in each game, right? The T side is just like small details being changed here and there depending on the opponent, and that's brought them success, right? So for you to change at the final stage, at the final boss, right, to step away from what's worked for you the whole tournament, that's not something I personally like, but they've obviously had the discussion beforehand. If all the players are saying, yeah, we feel good with this, who knows? Maybe they can pull it off.
And not a lot of talk about Nuke, so I'm guessing you guys just believe.
Listen, there's a lot we can wax lyrical on that. We'll save that one for later.
Yeah,
That's the historical segment.
Okay, all right, good. I'm looking forward to it. Well, look, we are going to obviously break down the game directly ahead of the final, but first we're going to check in with Banks, who's with the fans, talking about what it would mean for their team to win this major final.
What does the major mean to you?
Means everything. Sweden has always been on top of CS, and to finally have the major here means everything. I'm very sad Nip isn't here to support us in the final, but it's amazing. It's very much amazing.
And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
Everything. It's the game I started playing when I grew up. It's a game the only game I'm stuck with, because CS:GO can never die. Can never die.
So, what does the major mean to you?
I was shouting a lot and watching good Counter-Strike and being hyped as
Oh, yes.
It means it's the greatest achievement for everyone in Counter-Strike. It's the greatest tournament, and I don't know, I just like to be part of it.
And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
Counter-Strike is the best esport, best game there is and will ever be.
What does the major mean to you?
Well, it's like the heart of Counter-Strike. Everybody comes together. We can show what we love. It's better than online because you can see everybody, meet new friends. It's really important for CS.
And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
It's my favorite game. So it's like, it's what I do every day, almost. It's where I met friends, so it's a lot where I meet new people. So it's very important for me.
What does the major mean to you?
It means a lot. It's like the first time I get to see one in person. So it's the biggest one. It's huge. Unfortunately, NIP didn't qualify. Of course, the home team, and that's sad, you know. But otherwise, great games. And now I'm rooting for Navi, since root for the best, I guess.
And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
It means a great deal, actually. It's I met a lot of friends there from different parts of the world and my country as well. And it's just a great sport and a lot of great time.
A lot more than obviously a video game. I mean, I've had to have the talk with my parents that I know a lot of people have. It's like, it's more than just a game. It's definitely, I mean, this is crazy. Like, I mean, I flew out from the UK to come to here, and it's been incredible. Like, I was messaging my mum earlier saying, like, this shit has got, feels like it's bigger. Well, the atmosphere has been more intense and just crazy than like football games that I've been to. It's ridiculous.
What does the major mean to you?
It means a lot for me because I live here in Sweden. I have lived here for the last 10 years. I speak Russian, so that's why I cheer for NAVI. And I traveled 500 kilometers with train to see them today.
And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
I also I play itself. It's best game for me, the best computer game, like shooter game. And my peak game was NAVI and Gambit for the first semi-final and the NAVI for the win. So I really hope that they will take home the trophy.
Let's hope so as well, man. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. So let me start by asking you, what does the major mean to you?
Well, it's an amazing event where players from all over the world come together and actually have to play a great game of Counter-Strike. All the games so far have been magnificent. I feel like everybody's playing at their best, and it's just very, very great to see, and it's amazing so far.
It really is. And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
It's been a great hobby for years. I started playing when I was 15, and I never really got off of it. It's quite amazing.
So what does the major mean to you?
It's the biggest Counter-Strike tournament ever. It's amazing. The atmosphere is amazing here. It's so fun to be here, and it's just amazing Counter-Strike. Just watch these games. They're great.
It means the world to me. It's my first tournament ever, and it's so amazing to go to a major for the first time in 2 years. Sadly, NIP lost, but we're here, and we're hoping for NAVI this time.
Yeah, so to watch the game that we play every day in real life, it's amazing. It's super fun.
I would say the same thing as these guys. They've said everything. Counter-Strike is just an amazing game, and it just brings a great community as well.
It's been 2 years since the last major. It's so beautiful to be here. I love CS. I love all these events. I work in the event industry, and it means so much to me to be here.
And what does Counter-Strike mean to you?
It's my whole life, you mean. You know, like, I play CS so much nowadays, and I've been playing it for so long, you know. Like, since 2012, since CSGO launched, it means so much to me. So it's amazing to be here.
So yes, obviously winning a major final means a lot to the fans. It definitely means a lot more to the players that are up there on that stage, gentlemen. And obviously, you know, we've talked a lot about the history of this event and, you know, the history of these teams. Yeah, you know, it's a good point you brought up, Yanko, when you were talking about that time when Na'Vi, they've been in this position before, destined to win a final. Columbus was meant to be a cakewalk for them, and then it was just cursed, you know. Guardian fell over and you know, broke his elbow. He was recovering from that. Famously had to play with like double the sensitivity to try and make his AWP shots, and just a crazy story. So sometimes when you're destined to get things, you know, things can conspire against you, Duncan. Did you sense any of that in the air tonight?
I don't know that much, because here's the problem. Even when I said earlier on, like, they have actually got like high-rated players in G2, like they're popping off. They're the second-ranked team. 3 of their players in the top 15. The problem is when you start to go into some of the numbers, like Hunter he didn't perform that great against Heroic. That was actually kind of the dip for him. He was mainly farming some of the other teams. Then you go and you look at Nexe. He's been steady, but historically, he's been the guy people kind of point to. Is he a star player? Does he actually earn his keep as an IGL? So, to me, Nico's kind of the only certainty. You feel certain he will show up. It seems like his mindset is just he's going to play well no matter what happens in the game. So the real question is the Na'Vi onslaught going to continue? Are we going to get like those kind of games where basically everyone just frags out and it's basically, you know, it's unfair?
Yeah. Go on, Miniac.
No, I just wanted to say as well, something we don't really consider about Na'Vi because of these individuals popping off massively is how they improve their playstyle. Holy hell, this is not the Na'Vi we used to talk about with running down the clocks, looking a bit silly on their T-side. They have a very good T-sides at the event. Actually, they have the best T-side of the event. Ridiculous that 62% of round 1 on the T-side. And even when they're down a man, 4v5, still about 50%. So they figure out solutions. They have a game that is much more polished than ever. And that you have to couple with the individuals. And this is why it's the deadly combo.
I've said it multiple times at this event. I'll repeat it for the final. You know, what Blade did, it takes a lot to go away and reflect on your Counter-Strike philosophy, because it has worked for him for a long time. He's been a top coach. He's played at some really, coached at some really poor orgs with like not so great players there, and he's always made his teams competitive. But unfortunately, the game changed so much in this modern era that was a philosophy that wasn't going to get you trophies. So he looked at it, he listened to the criticism, he listened to the fans' criticism, and he actually has now come up with a strategy that just works. They're an exciting team.
Yeah, not only that, but also on an individual basis, right, with Bit, and how is Bit so good compared to some of these other rookies, where you have to remember Blade was one of the in-game leaders at raising these stars. Famous, I mean, Simple was one of them early on, but the most famous one was Electronic. He, you know, applied his craft in flip side before he went on to Na'Vi. Flamey was, again, another name even earlier on. And you can see how much Electronic's performance has gone up now that we're at the biggest stage, that we're online. He's one of those players that's just so cerebral, so talented, and really here, when everyone's shaking in their boots, he's just so confident as well.
And when everyone obviously points out the whole Bit angle, like the rookie of the year, like how's he come out of nowhere, he's dominant on the first 2 big lands he's playing. I think people forget, it was just before we went online, they brought Perfecto into the team. And again, if you're going to talk about picking rookies out of nowhere, he wasn't in a top team. Simon Gamer was nowhere near like challenging. He wasn't even the player that stood out. How is he so polished? Like, people give the comparisons to Zipnix. It's sort of earned, but the difference is Zipnix is a mega veteran. He's been in a billion of those scenarios. He was always in a top team, and he grew into that role. all. This guy basically just hit the ground running, and especially this year, he's almost like being one of the players who, to match his names, kind of perfected that role.
Absolutely, and I want to talk about that role because, again, it ties back up to the reflection of Blade and Boomic to create a playstyle. Perfecto shines late round. This is where he makes the impact. How many clutches have we seen from Perfecto? And this is where you have an actual virtuous cycle where he starts clutching, he feels more comfortable, there's more confidence, so he plays better. But that also speaks to volume as to the Navi structure and philosophy into the game. They understood this guy that we have on our screen. We don't need to send him first. Maybe he doesn't have the skill set needed. No, what he needs to do is close out rounds. He's cerebral. He figures out solutions. And that works again. They use him the right way.
And if you look there, if you have a 1.33 rating, but you only get 0.63 KPR, that means you barely ever die, mate. Like, basically, I always say this. At the top end, if you're the simples and equals, yes, it's actually just about putting up kills. Sometimes you even take a load of deaths. It means it has an impact. If you can be the supportive element and you just don't die in the game, you keep the game alive, you don't give away easy kills, easy guns, that basically shores up the whole team. And the difference is, again, if this was a different squad, if this was Gambit, I might say something like, well, you know what, Amanek's actually pretty underrated in the clutch. Jax obviously is an entry player, can have impact even if his stats aren't there. The problem is Navi's just got it across the board. Everyone's got crazy stats, crazy like metrics that say they're the best. It's hard to kind of find the hole. Like, even the Nico simple things it feels like a push.
Yeah, no, they don't have a weakness right now. And we saw that exemplified yesterday. Boomic just put up an incredible individual level of performance against Gambit. You know, we've talked a lot about him. You know, what is Boomic in the sense? Is he an IGL, right? Is he a player that just frags and takes his notes and cues from Blade? But let's talk about this guy. Clearly, at this major, he has shown himself to be actually deserving to be on the server, not just because he's conferred the protection of IGL status.
Yes, but it's also like all the stats are a little bit inflated because how much they were destroying everyone. If you ask me, the way in for G2 is going to be through Boomic and not on the server per se, but because of his role. Like, yes, and the calling has been good and all that. As I said, they were never pressured. And you saw Boomic, he was celebrating a lot. He was really emotional in round bids and so on. He was feeling it. He was feeling the hype, right? So what happens when they start losing? Is he going to get super nervous? Is he going to start like making some different calls, like rush things and so on? Blade has 4 timeouts. He doesn't have 15 timeouts, right, to tell him all the time what to do. Sure, before the game, you prepare, but you don't want to change it now that it's the final and like over-prepare him, like have the first 5 rounds set that you're going to do. You need to let him feel the flow. So I think that could be the potential danger for Navi if the nerves start coming in, especially to him, because if the in-game leader is nervous, that translates to all the other players as well.
Here's the stat for you, to show how inflated the Gambit win particularly made these stats. Over the whole tournament, Boomic is plus 26, and I think it said here he was like plus 22 just in that one series alone. Yeah. So basically in that scenario, no one's dying, are they? Like, Navi's just farming completely. So I actually think, yes, realistically, you would expect in this game he won't be the same kind of monster. Similar with Perfecto, you expect him to win his clutches, not to frag out. So I think, look, once we get down to it, it is going to be about the big 3 from G2. Hunter's got to have a big game. Nexus has got to be consistent. And listen, at that point in time, the map pool certainly throws a little bit of a wrench in there. You can maybe get Ancient. But I think actually, like, listen, if Navi can really do it and everyone can frag out, then yeah, they're the greatest team ever, and apparently we should have to rewrite all the record books. I would expect a few of these guys to come back down to earth in the final, with the pressure of it all.
Well, let's talk about the G2 lineup as well. I mean, you know, there's a couple of players on there that I think have certainly exceeded my expectations, especially where they were, you know, coming into this major. Remember, I think a lot of people weren't even sure which G2 was going to turn up. I think some people thought they wouldn't even, you know, make it to the arena stage. But so I want to talk about Amanek and Jax. Obviously, lots of question marks against them. Their future potentially in this team. I think they're playing for their sort of, you know, contracts essentially, because, you know, Carlos is here. He's watching. He said he wants to win championships. He's not like most owners. He wants excellence. He wants trophies. He demands it. You've got to deliver that. So what have you made of them, Maniac? Obviously, I know you know these players very well. What have you made of them at this tournament?
Honestly, individually, I haven't been impressed. I don't think I've seen enough from neither Jax or Amanek. If anything, at times, they were the reasons why G2 have found themselves in such hard situations. You're right to mention that, you know, prior to this event, they were probably on the way out, and this grand final could be potentially a saving grace, but I think it would just be avoiding a problem that is obvious. When you have Amanek, who is going to go missing, never, ever can he go toe-to-toe with Simple on an AWP duel. Jax as well in some positions, lackluster finding. We talk about weaknesses and we are struggling Na'Vi. We don't struggle with G2.
Yes.
And that's the problem. That if you go from the bottom up, it's way too limited. And unless they show up today massively for some sort of crazy magical reason, no, they haven't been enough.
I like Richard's angle though. If you think about where they came from though, like I actually genuinely first saw Jax play at a Gfinity years and years ago, and he wasn't in Envious, he was in Envious Academy.
Yeah.
And this was a guy where no one was even saying in that team, he was actually the highest
And he was in his early 20s then.
Yeah, exactly. He was already a guy that was considered past his age. He was just there to be a veteran player. So what I'll say about this guy is he's a guy where his strengths will never show up on a scoreboard because he's just a guy who tries like crazy entry impact. By the way, he has bonkers aim in his highlights. If you just isolate the highlights, you think he's a star player. Bizarrely, he doesn't tend to get very good stats. But again, he seems like the guy in the team who you just tell him run through the brick wall. He run through the brick wall whether you're coming or not.
I'll give you a bit of info about Jax because I know him on a personal level. Okay. When he was in that NDS Academy team you're talking about, he was in B Genius as well. He's had a couple of offers back then, but he was very loyal to the people he was with. And I think that played his demise, right? Because I think he had a way in to top Counter-Strike of the French bar a bit earlier than what he did. And so as a result, he came in really late. But he's a very loyal guy. But right now, you're right. He's very selfless. He takes a lot of risks. And unfortunately, when you press tab, you point towards him. You say, hey, you are not enough. This is insufficient.
Although he did have a mad run at IEM Fall in the group stages where he was like a top 10 ranked player. Like he was just wrecking everyone while entry fragging. Obviously makes the life for G2 a lot easier. And yeah, talking about nerves for Navi and so on, I mean, we saw some of that from Amanek actually yesterday. You guys were talking about it, that mad round where, you know, G2 is 5v4 and he's just running through the smoke in Ruins, dying. Then Heroic does a fast retake after that, and just the round disintegrates for G2, right? So you do wonder, we're talking mostly about Navi, but maybe these G2 players as well, they need to first show us that they're here to play, because sometimes, you guys know this, a team gets to here and they feel like, okay, we've done enough. You know, it's like Navi on the other side. Look how well they're playing, and then you just sort of get and as you're losing, like you're cheering yourself up and everything, but that thought starts creeping into your head, right? Oh yeah, well this was to be expected. No one, no one's gonna like accuse us that we did. I don't know what. No one expected us to win. So I don't want to see that from G2.
Yes. Yeah. That's actually the angle I was worried about. I saw people already congratulating them. Oh, what a great run, though. Maybe they can keep the players together now. And, you know, will you guys win? Well, we'll give it a go. No, you're in a final. It's like that Jose Mourinho quote I pulled out on Twitter. Finals aren't just for playing, they're for winning. You're not supposed to go, well, I've got the silver medal. Silver medal's only cool if you were never supposed to be in the final. Then it's unexpected. If you've actually done as well as you have at this tournament, by the way, the one angle we are ignoring, sort of, and we sort of alluded to it with the Cloud9 angle is, in a final, anything can happen. By the way, simple, Nico, these guys can disappear in the game. Suddenly the pressure could get to them. And then all of a sudden, by the way, someone like Hunter or Nexa could overperform on one map and you have no idea what's going on in map 3.
Yes, Kadoodle, the MVP of the Boston Major as well.
And one of the craziest of all time.
And I'll tell you, listen, is Navi the better team? Absolutely, by a large margin. Does Navi win 10 best of 3s against G2? No, they don't. They win probably 8 or 9.
Yes.
So all that needs to happen for G2 is that 1 or 2 times is this game right here.
It's actually the speech that people don't know from the Miracle on Ice in the obviously the US like men's team where they were all amateurs, beat the famous Soviet Red Army team. Supposedly that's the speech he said. He said basically like any other day they beat us, we just have to win today. And it was like the angle was like, yeah, forget that they're better. Basically, make them beat you.
Yeah, and this is exactly right. Champions don't give themselves permission to lose. Just to talk a little bit more about G2, we've got approximately 2 minutes before we're going to see these teams walk out. You know, I mean, there's the next angle is super interesting to me because we've talked about Boomich. Is he the real leader or is it Blade? And what's going to happen in those mid-rounds? I think Nex is a guy that, like, when he was propelled into this leadership role, it was kind of thrust upon him. You know, he's somebody that's had to basically swim with the sharks, right? He's got these great players on his team, and he needs to be saying the right things to get their buy-in.
And there's a story that these numbers tell, like a story that is very important for Nexa is the fact that he's actually overperforming, and he had some very key rounds.
Yes.
His clutches against Heroic, for example. Yeah. And for a man that has been, I guess, used to suffocate a little bit when compared to the highest level, felt a little bit one step behind. That's not the case right here. He had a few moments with G2 where he find that impact, you know. And I guess as an IGL, the better you feel on an individual level, the more focused you are on what you're calling, the more confident you feel in yourself, the more you're going to trust your instinct.
Yes.
And when I see Nexa overperforming, I'm thinking, okay, we have a way in for G2. If this guy is on, he's on one. If he's online, if he's activated, that could be a thing. That could be a saving grace.
Right, obviously, Yanko knows the guy better than me, so I'm going to take a different angle here. The one thing I actually really do like about Nexa is he actually embodies what Carlos wants from this banter vibe where you insulate the players by basically taking it on the chin. Like, he's the guy where, no joke, you can go back back and look. If I ever do some outrageous tweet where it's like, look, Nico should stay, maybe Hunter, but like cut next, so he's even real. He'll just like the tweet, or he'll reply and be like, yeah, all I say is Nico go kill. Like he actually sort of, I get the feeling if he plays bad, he plays bad. I don't think it's actually because of pressure and nerves though.
And he's also solved the pick'ems, right? He had Navi winning the grand final, them being the final, right? So he wins either way. I stole that, by the way, too. But you know, on the server, he is crucial because he's in the anchor position. And I like him because he's a more cerebral player, passive player, right? Knows how to buy time, play it smart, and you know he's gonna get the brunt of Navi's attack in some of those rounds, and they definitely need him to be on point.
Yeah, well, I mean, to that point, before the players walk out, I mean, you know, Nexa, what is he like when things start to break down, you know, in those mid-rounds, when things are crazy and chaos? Has he got the chops to call a final?
I think in general, right, this is for him and Hunter, this is the first arena playoff for them, and all of a sudden you're in the major grand final, so I'm sure there's going to be some nerves there. But I think this G2 lineup as a unit, you can really feel the camaraderie being there. And there's sort of maybe even a last dance vibe with all the rumors that are going around, right? And doing it. And I think the nerves will be there for him. But I also think you have someone like Nico who's going to like pick you up and say, you know, you take one time out to say, hey, let's just reset, you know, let's stick to our own game. Forget about, you know, the stage and all of that. Let's just have some fun.
And I think if the game against Heroic taught us one thing, is that G2 can cope with chaos, and that is absolutely important in the final. Nothing is ever going to go to plan. Like, you have to have that flexibility where, okay, maybe you lose the anti-eco round, you're frustrated, you lose a stupid clutch, that frustrates you a little bit. You have to stay in it. You can never allow yourself to give away 1 or 2 or 3 rounds because you're not in it anymore. And they were hardcore tested against Heroic. The amount of clutches they lost, weird situations, oh my, they stayed in it. They stayed in the game, they refocused, they moved on to round number 2. That is something they need in the grand final.
I'll take Janko's point and just finish on this, which is that's a very scary prospect that if you don't follow pro Counter-Strike, you might expect the opposite. It's counterintuitive. Dead teams, or teams where people know they are cut, they actually do play with abandon. They just think, like, in this scenario, what have I got to lose? I'm probably cut anyway. That is actually when you get some miracle runs in games that should never happen.
Yeah, and listen, the word there is chaos. And you can see that's what G2 need to win. They've tried to create it with the veto. You know, and so I'm thinking that we're going to see some very unexpected maneuvers from them. I think they must have prepared for this, and they must have some tricks up their sleeve.
Because they know Navi doesn't know what's behind that door. Navi doesn't know what's behind the door of losing a map. They haven't known it ever in this tournament. What if they do it first in the grand final? And suddenly Simple start thinking about, oh my god, it's happening again. I cannot possibly lose this final. Everything is right there for me. G2 know. They just have to get Navi through that door.
Well, we're going to see now because they're about to walk out on stage with James Banks.
This is real life. It's time to earn our stories. This is our victory. Let's show them who we are.
G2 make the grand finals of the major!
NAVI in the grand finals of the PGL Major in Stockholm.
Gear up, we are going in.
It all comes down to this very moment. For over 2 years, we've been racing to crown our next major champion. And by the end of this series, we are guaranteed to have a new victor lifting this trophy. And we begin with a team that are no strangers to the big stage, an organization that have been at 3 major grand finals, but never able to claim the crown as their own. And that team is NAVI.
Perfecto!
Savage. Electronic. Simple.
One of the greatest of all time. Simple rounds off the star-studded roster in hopes of making history. But on the other side of the server, we have another CSGO Titan hoping to write a legacy of his own. Nico never having also lifted a major trophy despite coming tantalizingly close back in Boston. It is time to welcome G2 to the stage.
Nexa.
legends are truly forged. One more best of 3 series separates one of these two teams from cementing themselves in the Counter-Strike Hall of Fame. And we have two absolute Hall of Famers joining us on their respective sides. We've got the wonderful Nico, who's going to come in and have a few words with me alongside the star-studded Simple. Two incredible players going head-to-head once again. Nico, do you want to come up here, have a few words with me? Simple as well. Simple, you seem so cool, so calm, so collected every single time you get up on this damn stage. How are you feeling right now? How do you keep so cool?
I'm feeling great. Hello, Stockholm! I'm so happy that I'm staying on stage right now in the biggest tournament right now for CS, you know.
And Nico, you're familiar with these big stages as well, being in a grand final of the major in Boston yourself. What is going through your head right now when you're entering this arena?
I'm just happy to be here, really. I just want to enjoy every moment that I spend on this stage, and that's all that matters for me. I want to give it my all. I'm not thinking about anything that happened in the past or past in this tournament. I just want to give everything that I did during this event, and I'm just happy to be here. I really want to. We didn't have this for almost 2 years, so just being here is something very special. So I just want to enjoy until the end.
It is absolutely incredible. I do want to look forward to this matchup at hand because we saw a little bit of a spicy pick coming out from the G2 side, bringing Ancient into the pool. Do you want to give me a few words and thoughts on that?
Well, we think our range is really strong, and that's the reason why we picked it. I think, if I'm correct, we lost last 2 or 3 times Mirage when we picked against Navi, so we want to change a bit our map pool. And I don't think they were expecting us to pick Ancient, so we feel overall very confident in the map, and we will see how it goes.
I'm very excited to get this one underway. Simple, I do want a few more words from you before we kick this game off. You've been on the grand final stage at the major yourself twice. What is going to be different today? What is going to be making you lift the trophy?
I think like before, on last 2 majors, we had no chance against Prime Astralis and SK. And yeah, right now we are favorites, and we just want to stay calm and show our best game.
Well, the players are most certainly ready down here. The crowd is too, and of course, I know 4 more gentlemen back over on the desk who are excited to be kicking this one off. Let's get this one, Stockholm!
Yeah, thanks a lot, Freya. An electric atmosphere in the stadium, and indeed, you know, I don't know if I heard a little quavering in the voice there from Nico, maybe from Simple too. You know, nerves. This is where it's going to come into play. You know, quarterfinals, semi-finals. They're just not the same as this.
Yes, I think, listen, you can certainly go with those big stars. We said it up early. They both had finals where they didn't turn up and dominate, and they weren't kind of the MVP player. Listen, there's a lot on the line just for those 2 guys, but I go to the other names as well. Let's forget G2 for a moment. How about there are 3 players in Na'Vi who are massively inexperienced? Like Boomich basically is considered one of the biggest flukes of all time with Quantum Bellator Fighter. Just made the top 8 and got absolutely banged out by Na'Vi, actually. And then the other 2, Perfecto and Bit, they've been nowhere close to a massive stadium in a major final where people are saying you can't lose, it's impossible to lose.
And the thing is also, yeah, G2 has a lot of rookies when it comes to the major stage, but they're just older.
Yes.
As human beings, right? And they're more mature, so, you know, of course, when you're older, you deal with pressure better and all of that stuff. So I think that's what we've been saying, that's a disadvantage at this point. It's an advantage that G2 is the oldest team at the major.
And I'll just say, I said it in the last series, listen, he was still good because everyone in Na'Vi dominated, but he wasn't as exceptional. I think you have to watch out for the bit factor, which is he's been so exceptional, but like I'd give the analogy, right? I just don't think he knows yet what actual situation he is in. He doesn't know what the stakes are. He's so green. So I imagine he's in some like Wile E. Coyote scenario where he runs off the edge of the cliff. He hasn't looked down yet, but tell you what, you lose a few bad rounds, you whiff a few shots, you lose a clutch, you're going to look down, you're going to realize you can drop fast.
That's actually where his headshot percentage is actually crazy to me, because if you talk about nerves, I'd say aiming is the first thing I get impacted by. You see players whiffing, spraying, that's when you have the nerves taking you, right? With that headshot percentage, that basically means he's cold-blooded all the time. Doubt hasn't even crossed his mind. But as Duncan is referring, pistol round, you miss someone from behind, you have an anti-eco, you get blocked or something like that. How do you cope with that? How do you cope with the idea that, oh man, I'm actually bungling it right now in the final?
You have Amanek running through a smoke with a Mac 10 just owning you in your face, right? Jax with the entry fragging and so on. Yeah, that's where we want. That's what we want to see. We want to see G2 perhaps even start with the lead to see how Navi is going to respond. Because if Navi gets off to a good start and plays from ahead, it's going to be a stomp.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Bit, if he actually maintains that composure, performs here, probably greatest rookie of all time in Counter-Strike. It's absolutely insane the level he's playing at. But let's talk about Ancient. We've got about 2 minutes before it starts. So this is it. I think this is all or nothing for G2, frankly. I think if they don't take Ancient, they cannot win this final.
Yeah, and I actually think, look, I can see pressure on both sides because, again, it's just not a map that Navi's had to play. Like, people don't force this against them. People actually tried everywhere else in the map. You try Overpass, you try a bit of Dust 2, you say maybe Inferno's not that great. The problem is, as Janko said earlier, like, the win rates are just bonkers on everything. Like, everything's like you lost 1 out of the last 5, last 7, last 8. So at this point in time, it is actually the biggest curveball you could throw to them. The question is, can the guys from G2 actually nail this one home?
Yeah, and something that was good about G2's Ancient as well in general is I think they're active on the CT side in the mid round. They like to go for these information plays, know what's going on, try to go for backstabs. Also, you have to sometimes fight for mid control, right? Where the round could be decided in the first 10 seconds. So you have to stay true to yourself in this game.
Yeah, I'd say that's how they do it. That's how they do it, G2. If you stay passive, if you allow Na'Vi to dictate the pace, and then you just hope you're going to find your shots, there's no way in. You have to take the bull by the horn and run into this grand final.
By the way, I will bet money as well. Blade was not studying last night any Ancient demos. Of all the ones you could say, I don't think you do this. Maybe for the third map, maybe a little bit, but I don't think this is the map you were going to. You were probably expecting it to just be a Mirage or maybe even an Inferno.
And we have to hope it works for G2. Who's winning it then, guys? Last predictions.
I still think it'll be Na'Vi, I have to say.
Yeah.
But like Janko, I hope for a good game. This would be the one for G2 to get on the board with.
Yes, make Na'Vi doubt, please. I'll go Na'Vi, but I want G2 to make them doubt. Please.
G2 with the upset of the century, Richard, is happening.
All right, well, we're going to find out one way or the other. It's time to make history, guys. Take it away.
Oh, boy. Championship Sunday. This is what it's all about. That behind me. This is what separates and puts Counter-Strike in a league of its own. And Stockholm, are you with us? An absolute honor. Chad Birchall hanging out with me.
What a game this is going to be. Simple, amazing form. Nico the same. Both these teams getting to this point. The same grand final we've had. Groundhog Day repeating itself one more time.
The esports world is watching, the world is watching as these 10 players step into the arena in pursuit of eternal glory. Stockholm, one more time! Grand finals. I mean, the desk framed it so well, Chad. This is brand new. This is brand new. We waited 2 years for this.
We're not going to miss a moment. Getting into things now. Live on 3. Pistol round, map number 1. G2 on the attack, Na'Vi to defend here and getting into Ancient. Take a look at the buys, break this one down. A little bit of utility here for Nexa and Amanek going into this. Boomich sees that in his hands. We might see something quick and in the face out of him. But Ancient, untested waters, the newest map in the pool and the map to kick this one off.
You've been thinking about this call already. You've been visualizing how that pistol goes. Ancient, the curveball thrown into this grand final. Simple to be tested, immediately smoked off. It's just a decoy. It's very shallow. They're in though.
A-split here, going through Donut. Flashes lined on up. Pomp in, away they go. Bomb site is open. Nobody from Na'Vi to contend this one. Open runway here.
Na'Vi are paranoid now, starting to rotate a bit. He is going to be the first man on the scene. Looking for first blood of the final. Who will take that shot? Bomb to be planted. Long range exchange. Still nobody has hit the deck, and there it is. Blood drawn. Simple puts his name in the feed right next to the rookie. Already bodies are dropping for G2, and it's a disaster. A bomb plants something.
We better hope that's not what's to come. Simple already kicking things off. Flawless for Na'Vi on the pistol. Oh dear, you better hope if you're G2 you brought something into this force by Na'Vi throughout this tournament. Second round conversions, 100%. Haven't dropped a single second round here after winning the pistol. Let's see if they can keep that untarnished record. Got a bit of a tech issue here, guys. We love these. Give us a second.
Perhaps he's been punching his monitor in success.
Boomich was so happy, thinks it's done.
Oh boy. But you're bang on, Chad. The G2 Samurai, that is the opposite of how they visualized that one to go.
Yeah, if the Deaths didn't do it enough, the last 2 finals we've had on LAN in the last 2 years was exactly this. Na'Vi versus G2, and Na'Vi dumpstered them both times, 0-3. Absolutely dismantled. Coming in here today, G2, they have Nico in absolute best form, but they're going to need him, and they're going to need that supporting cast around to make this one possible. This curveball of Ancient, they need to push them here, and It's not going to be easy.
I mean, there is something to be said about being that underdog, right? Nico knows how it feels to be a favorite in a grand final. But coming in as the underdog and ready to bare your teeth, there's a lot of Na'Vi chants in this arena. The black and yellow jerseys sticking out throughout the Avicii arena. It looks like Boomich is almost ready to rock and roll.
We're ready, but other teams, looks like things are good to go now. Buys are coming in. Force buy for G2 on the menu early. Galil's out. We'll get these replays. Simple to kick things off, but everybody for Na'Vi walking on in, grabbing ahead. Flawless stuff, and when it's electronic, simple, and bit, the first kills in the server, that's the recipe for success right now. AK in the hands of Nico. Let's see how it goes here. Been fantastic in the openings. We're going to spread out into the default across the map. G2 not in a rush here. Have bit to contend with, aggressive towards main, but up there he is, Nico in the fight.
Multiple targets. Managing his angles well, re-aggression, Perfecto dips his toe already again, simple. Silences Hunter, that was one of the rifles.
Now this is going to slow down a bit here. Nico's low already. The Simple the same, both on 34 points of health respectively. Patrolling mid. Jax now the aim, the shot, not quite there. Another opportunity here, the bullet's not landing, smoked off. Simple's going to have to concede this position. Feeling this one out now. Still a minute on the clock here. Bomb, it's making its way all the way back through T-spawn. Nico has control of the lamps. Pressure towards the B bomb site here. Perfecto, Boomich, Electronic, they're all to receive. Take a little bit of a look at the utility. There's not a whole lot, just a flash in the hands of Jax. They're going to have to do this with bullets. Straight through, Boomich low, trying to find him in the smoke. On notice now.
Using every second they've been given. Already on the back foot. Nico bleeding, yet to frag.
Coming in long now, walking up, contact play.
Jax, the spearhead of the G2 assault. The G2 Samurai start to slice and intersect into B. It's Electronic in the off angle. Jax already found by Simple. Surely not another spotless round, just one from G2, and that's where it's left. Another for that 100% conversion.
Yeah, keeping it intact here, and you're right, just one kill coming on through. That's all they have to boast after 2 rounds of play, and they're taking their time. G2 went default heavy, took their time, took the fights, and Na'Vi stand up tall again and deliver. Want to make sure these guys aren't on a heater early. Simple with aggression as well, just thrust forward, low HP, finds another angle, and just picking them apart one at a time. Na'Vi early, reading them like a book. And now we're going to have a light pistol upgrade here. This is a chance for Na'Vi to really dig in their heels. Keep this one spotless. Avoid any of this damage. Don't let G2 plant, but that's what they're after here. A little bit of traction in Perfecto now. Flash forward, one for him. Nico hits the deck again a bit. He's here to deal with this, just cleaning house. Smoked off, denied. They're going to have to wait this one out in time. It's just going to simmer down again, but here's aggression. The Undertaker up close and personal towards the smoke. Wants to get this one done already.
Confidence boosting frags, these ones, especially when you're in an aggressive position. 4 and oh, Jax. That's his first, and it's a spicy one.
That's what we want to see from Jax here. Old boy, but he's got the aim of a youngster.
Oh my God, part of me thought he might have had that.
Time now, just to get this M4, still a minute on the clock, a couple more kills, not too bad for G2 here. We know the money game, the economy, want to keep them humble as far as the investments go. Simple's going to have to reinvest, but he has an opportunity to bring out the AWP as long as the rest of his team stay alive. Amanek Hunter with a lot of room in mid, but Electronic's coming. Patrolling, bit over towards the side. They're turning their attention one more time through Donut. It's going to be a slow approach.
Bit ready for this, and there's the bomb to confirm his suspicions. It's only Hunter. Head on and swivel. Okay. Nothing to report from the M4A1 and a nice 3-0 start.
Yeah, as expected there, the Eco Bash, and that second round conversion, that now in today's Counter-Strike leads to the 3-0, right? We all understand how it works. The force fight doesn't go your way. You're going to have to take a bit more of a safe scenario. They did. 1 kill. Okay, well, Jackson and Amanek are on the board, but nobody else is just yet. And it's those other 3 names we need to see as the driving force of G2. Nico, of course, but the supporting cast of Hunter and Nexa need to be there. The guns are out, Simple into the big green, and here we go. Mid control early. You can see here, smoke towards the red house, Molly as well, and Hunter and Jack, they're taking the space. Bullets through, not going to connect just yet, but Electronic, he's going to be flashed forward.
God, they're both there. They line up for the spray, a 1 and done. Jax keeps them in it. Boomich, pressure as well. Nico slid through the lane of smoke. That is a very powerful wallbang, and he's taking some gambles here. Boomich caught out. A lovely find from Nikola Kovac.
It's all about the rotation now. Simple and Perfecto are already back to B, but G2, they can take a moment here, take a breath. They're all packed up together, looking a bit clustered here over towards the ledge position, dropping down Tetris over towards mid, and now it's Bit's turn to be tested again.
It's a powerful spot in Donut. You can get a lot done, but you need info, and they've already slipped through. Not again. This time, Amanek silences the rookie.
They're rotating quickly towards A. They know Bit is the A defender right here. Perfecto and Simple are out of position, and we might just see a save. That's great from G2 to get this gun round so strong. They played together, they traded off one another, and that's it. The bomb's down, the 42nd timer begins, and this should be a save.
No funny business with a hunt, though, right?
No, I don't think we should see G2 looking in early, right? They're going to build their cash, but the G2 fans know what that means. They're on the board. We want this one to be a competitive final here today. No more of these blowouts. The desk were talking about it. They want somebody to push Na'Vi, to put them through their paces, to truly test them here, to go through a major undefeated. Never done before.
They haven't dropped a single map.
Yeah, would you believe it?
I mean, come on. And G2 believe, you know, it's not like this wasn't a long conversation. An ancient, the newest addition to the map pool. As G2 find their first.
All right, well, the early stakes here is that mid control. It's a little bit delayed, right? They're not going to run through those CT mollies. You saw them take their time, smoke off top mid, use the skybox molly towards Donut. As far as the cash goes, no dramas. Na'Vi, they can buy. It's all good. Plenty of cash to splash, drops even if they need it. Kids are coming through, the buys there, the head armor as well.
I see the AWP on Simple. I mean, where do you typically, is he responsible for mid? Is he going to be a floaty boy? What do you do with that big green?
Keep it moving, keep it mobile. Let him set up early here, over towards middle again, and this time a bit more aggression. 2 mollies, the double mid out to play. Extinguishes either way, and this one should stall on out unless they want to push the issue. Boomich over towards Lamps again to be tested by Nico one more time. The flashes through mid, they are taking the space. Donut has been a priority for them, so maybe the rookie a bit. They want to test him, they want to see if he can bring that form through to the grand final stage.
Oh, he swallows that. Blind as a bat, Perfecto. Great catch, and that's the star of the G2 show. Forced to watch as round 5 transpires. Bit again. Interesting smoke. Bit fell short of the mark on the first test. This time, backs are turned and heads are popped. 1 and done. Simple's here, though, to clean house. 2 remain. G2 already humbled. They have a good suspicion as to Simple's position. Oh, and a miss. A chance. A little glimmer of hope for G2 to shaping up. Aggression as well. He's coming through. Nexa's not ready for it. Oh, and that's a big one. 2v4 becomes 2v2. Game time. 45 seconds. They're not in a rush. Uh-oh, but maybe they are. Perfecto and Boomich have partnered up. The gruesome twosome. Ahead of it. Still blind. That's the end of him. A taste of his own medicine. Only Boomich.
He's looking in for this one.
Backs are turned, and down goes Nexa. Pressure now onto Amanek. The 2v4. Now the 1v1. Can he turn it on? He takes the fight. G2, 2.
Huge round, 2-on-4 situation there. They just took their time. They let the game come to them. Hit the brakes, paused on out, and Na'Vi were the ones in the rush. Oh dear, okay, G2, and that's from Nexa, that's from Amanek, the 2 of them combining here. Players from G2, yeah, they're online early.
A Sexa round as opposed to a Nexa.
They're getting the all back in the hands of Simple here, but that's it. Most players are taking a bit of an omission. Simple with the big green, it's the hero AWP. Light investments across the board, some pistols, some smokes, that's all they have. They have to allow Simple to play with this AWP right now. And look at all the pressure on Nico, the only man taking this B lane control.
But they don't know that. The sound is there, the smoke is there, and Nico once again has cleared it out.
They have a clear game plan. This has happened time and time again. It's constantly smoke top mid, have many members come on through, get mid control, and try and pressure a bit over towards that donut position. This time he's not home. This time it's all on Simple with that AWP. Your pistol players, they need to stay alive, and Simple needs to find some traction here. But they have no information. This is very passive right now from Na'Vi.
Procedural. Lamps now under G2 rule. 60 seconds for their commitment. The bomb's still loose.
If they can gamble over towards B, just take a look. Perfecto and Electronic still have smokes. It's all going to come down to the timing here. There's the first dropped on out. That'll stall out another 20 seconds off the clock here. But with the bomb down, Nexa needs to pick that up on his way through T-spawn. They're walking in. It's the right call if Jackson hit this first shot.
Already chips away at Perfecto. Surely you don't want to walk through grey screen. He does take the gamble. Oh, not checking his corners, and Perfecto does make a little mess. Nico, though, he's fallen as well. G2 cannot lose this round. And Simple's hit and banger. 2 on 2. Bit and Simple. He has been brought low.
Smokes are faded. He's got the angle here, Simple.
18 seconds, and he does connect. Amanek, oh, maybe! It's denied, and Bit holds his nerve with the pistol. That is magnificent.
We talk a lot about the man right there, but those smokes from his teammates facilitated him to get in position. They stalled out that attack right there from G2, and that right there is just the AWP, a couple of pistols and some smokes, perfectly timed. They do what they can, but coming through the grey screen, they're separated. Simple hits this, the second is brilliant, but then Bit set up in the one-on-one.
Whoa, he held that.
Back in we go. Mac 10 in the hands of Amanek here. Could see a little bit of a pace change out of them. More players over towards B lane as they lock down mid here with heavy presence. Forward play from Electronic, and up and over he goes. Tetris with the swing. A flash would be great. He's just going to peek.
That's a lot of information. Hunter's responsibility as well. The trajectory does sell him down the river. Still tucks in Electronic. And Nico, undeterred, coming in hot, and that's a headshot. B-site, only one man to defend it. Mid-fight, won by Bit. He can activate. Now. They'll have to give them the site. Playing for the retake. Bomb to be planted now.
Kids for this. They have a couple of smokes as well. They can wait this out. They can take their time. They have the utility advantage over G2 just here. They've dropped out of the site. They're going to piece this one together. Smoke lined up from Simple. That's going to isolate the top of B ramp.
And still, we have a smoke and a kit on Perfecto. His job is clear.
The wallbangs might come into play here. They're all going to be isolated. Those smokes are going to start to fade. This wallbang from Amanek could be everything.
Running out of time here. Running light on time. The wallbang comes through, calls the bluff. On it. He's defusing. He's still defusing. Knocked off. That'll do. Nico saves the day in the last second.
Oh, they all go down there. They all went down with the bomb just there. Money going to be a real conversation for both teams here. That's huge to pull that away. Getting into that 3-on-3 situation, the heads up play, they boost over the smoke. Thinking on their feet right here, G2, and they're keeping this one interesting. But just take a look at the finances right now. Na'Vi, they were bottom of the barrel. Both teams are as far as loss bonus goes. So this one should be a force. We'll catch that again. Nico through the smoke. You think he's done it? It's so close. What are we looking at there? 0.4 seconds on that one. Couldn't have been closer.
You saw Bit adjust as well, like he nudged back off the wallbang angle.
Right here, it's a timeout from G2. Right, Na'Vi lost the round, but G2, when they went down with the bomb just there, they lost everything. So both teams are starting from scratch. The buy for them is not going to be great. You're seeing the Galil's purchased up here. They're going to be light on as far as weaponry goes. And for Na'Vi, if they buy back, if they force in, they can get themselves some P250s, Deagles, 5.7s, a little bit of light util. This is going to be a very, very interesting round right now. This is almost like a second round, right? This is almost like a second round in the game where you see a couple of AKs, a couple of Galils, but we're 8 rounds deep going into this one. Mid control again on the agenda.
That is a very long volley. Extinguished. They've got a stack here if they do commit to middle. Oh, what are you up to? Nico may not be anticipating this. Oh, tip of the head. Nico does behead one and handing out haircuts, 2 quick ones. The full investment of Na'Vi falls short of the mark initially.
And that's a bit being tested early here. It was his job to hold that line. able to get them across the line here in a 3-on-5 situation, even though Nico's low at this point, unless they walk back into the stack that currently is Perfecto and Boomage towards B. This should be G2's round. They don't need to take any risks. It's been very telling of their game plan early. A lot of plays over through Donut towards A. We've seen that on the lower buys time and time again, and once more they're using that exact same avenue.
It's not a bomb site we see an awful lot in Ancient.
Yeah, that's one of the things here, right? We're used to the B hits. The A is something that I really think you need that mid control to get the most out of here, but Boomage, he wants to get the most out of this round. He's heard some footsteps, would love to get a Galil in his hands here, and I don't think Amanek's ready for this. Bring around the Rosie.
So loud about it. Boomage, perfection. Oh dear! He's let that one go.
There's some nerves. We're starting to see a little bit of shakiness out of Na'Vi here early. They're not going to get too much more out of this unless they walk into the Den of Electronic. And Nexa looked like he was flirting with the idea for a moment, but as I mentioned, the economy for both teams is very fragile. This is G2's chance. Don't give these weapons up and take that away. Great stuff there. Nexa finds Electronic sleeping, and we're going to call this one 4-4. We're all tied up here, and it will have to be the eco from Na'Vi now. This map, historically speaking, it's been CT biased, but over here at the Major, starting to level out a little bit more, getting closer as far as these two sides go. So far, so good for both teams. But Na'Vi are likely to lose the lead here.
I'm impressed that G2 shook off that loss to the Pistols.
Yeah, that was rough.
Straight back. I mean, they've got 4 of the last 5 rounds under their belt. It's Na'Vi that look likely to concede another here.
They'd love to upgrade into these AKs, right? But they're going to need to hold on to these Galils for as long as they can. So 3 players over towards Lamps and Cave right now from Na'Vi. Simple top mid bit patrolling Donut. 3 USPs, a P250, and really it's just the UMP. We have to turn our attention here to Perfecto. He's the only man who could find too much traction. They're jumping up again, the same play, mid-control into Tetris. Perfecto might get some company.
Information.
Still advantage here.
Nico, however, is addressing the situation. Perfecto still a threat, but silenced immediately afterwards.
I think we can call this one done right now. Last 2 with USPs in their hands. Bomb making its way towards the B side of the map here. Not going to take too long with this one. Get their mollies down, get the smokes in play as well. Don't take any risks.
Well, it's kind of G2. If any of our newer viewers haven't seen much of Ancient, you've got to see both bomb sites over the course of these last 2 rounds.
They're being spoiled here. Next round, we get the 2400 as the loss bonus, so that's going to mean Na'Vi's buy. It's not going to be super strong now. Simple, I don't know what you're up to here, mate. I don't think you can get a lot out of this situation.
Neither can he.
On the fade, goes on down. Nexa with another. Nexa topping the charts right now. 9 kills for him along with Nico. Those 2 have the most frags in the server. Simple with 8, Electronic with 7. Middle point here of this first half. Now, needs to be a turning point rounds, and wow. We're talking about the budget rifles over there for G2, the Galils. Take a look at Na'Vi's buy. Take a look at this. They've gone for Famises. They need the utility. They're opting for nades here over the firepower of the Silenced M4.
Product of that diffuse round. God, there's a lot of util. Flames. All over middle. And smokes for good measure as well. He wants it. Electronic commits. He's only got 13 bullets. He won't have enough. Silence now, but it's Simple's mid-hold. Nico needs this. Ooh, 20 HP and counting. They've already turned a 2v4. And this now a 1v3. Amanek was a component previously.
If he gets moving right now, he can just isolate a one-on-one fight against Bit, the A defender. Perfecto on Boomage still over towards the B side, but he's not to know that. Cuts noise, takes his time, and has a decent amount of utility to work with this. A smoke could be towards Donut, a molly for Temple. Take a bit of a risk in this situation. You got 2 options. Try and get that bomb down, or take a fight early, turn it into a 1-on-2 situation, but Amanek creepy crawly in towards A. Mantle up towards Temple here, and might get an opportunity to find the timing on Bit.
If he starts to reposition. Safe for now.
He's going all the way through CT spawn here. If he goes highway towards B, Perfecto and Boomage are checking. It's back around towards A. This angle Bit might not be expecting here.
He will now. Looking for a plant. Playing for the team. $800 minimum injected into everyone's bank. And oh, he's already low. Bit finding the tip of the head. Now looking to reposition. They're coming. Oh, spotted on his retreat, and that's the end of that. Well handled.
Right now, if you're Na'Vi, sure, get that diffusing as quick as you can, but go and pick up whatever AKs you can find. I think there's one brought on through, and Simple had an M4, right? We need to take inventory here, because this game right now is all about the economy. Both of these teams are in a position where their bank is pretty rubbish. In the next round of play, G2 have facilitated themselves another buy, but think about this, we're on the knife's edge. When you're close to that min-loss bonus, right? When you're at the bottom of the barrel, as we like to put it, you need to make sure you're picking up all the goodies. They get the AK, they get the M4, they do what they need to do here, because guess what? G2 are about to bounce back with some AKs of their own. No AWP here by the looks of things for Na'Vi. That was huge. Simple, right? That molly, I think it missed. There's no way he should have been able to get away with that. It looked like it was way too shallow. In towards mid, Simple behind the flames gets 2, so the impact right there from Simple was massive. But now we're turning our attention. No more mid control. We're heading straight towards B. They want to punish Perfecto and Boomage.
Early stop molly. Keeps the CTs away from aggressing ramp.
Oh, nice nade.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. Already bleeding. And he's gonna, oh, he's coming in. He wants to play ahead of it. Looking the wrong way, it's Boomage. Pierces the ears of Nico. There's pace to this.
Have util as well. They can smoke this off and explode. Nexa already pushed up in cave. Could be good for a kill. The spam, trying to make sure nobody's home, but more util being thrown on out from both sides here. Electronic, Perfecto, Boomage, all ready to defend this.
This just looks like an unbreakable site. Impenetrable. Jack's giving us all a tutorial.
It's a risky molly. Smokes are coming in the air now.
Simple.
The hit's coming through.
He's coming too. This could be a 4-man defense, Chad. It's so telegraphed. No vision. Bullets have connected, but G2 breaking through. Oh, spotted over the boost. Jax is in trouble. If he goes for the plant in the default spot, oh, Simple will connect. Bomb loose and running shy on time.
25 seconds now. Need to get this bomb down, and they think they will.
They're pushing. Went straight through. And good shots out of Hunter. Wow. Competitive now, if anything, favoring G2. Bit found as well. Okay, Simple. What have you got for us? A dag, not enough. Looking for the body bag. He's opted for the pistol. Amanek hunted. Getting chaotic now. What is this?
Getting a bit shaky here from either side, but that was Hunter stepping up with some massive impact. Those 2 headshots. Nexa was the first, I believe, on the way on into that site right there. Passive play from Na'Vi. It comes back to bite them. They're hoping to play around behind those smokes. And a timeout now from Na'Vi to have a bit of a discussion. Blade, chance for him to get on the mic with the team here.
They had a really long team huddle. Blade was the only mouth moving in it. He's back on the mic now. 11 rounds into map 1 of our grand final.
G2 are putting up that fight we've been looking for here. It's been some good stuff early. Nico Nexa. Hunter there, he only has 3 kills, but that's an impact round, right? That's an impact round in the early stages of this here.
And you can see Nico. He's got a bloodlust in him. He's got the capacity for those frags, but it's the fact his team follows up with his commitment.
One of the things that I want to highlight is the conditioning towards mid. It's actually drawn multiple more members over, right? We've seen Simple and Electronic trying to deal with that early, and then in that round, G2 went towards B early, right? So you can see they're trying to pull these strings. Hunter, smoked off for now. Nades on through.
Not going to miss this time.
Yeah. Get on out of there as Nico again, just the only man tasked with this B lane. They're turning their attention towards A again. Zeus in the hands of Boomage, really?
I think we'll save the sound effect for online.
Bit's got a CZ, perfect weapon for the job up here. Should be good for 1.
You can't fumble this. And Bit is striking nicely. The Deagle tested, just shy. And that's the last.
Cleaning house now.
Maybe on the rotate, yeah. Caught jumping. Nico should have this every day of the week. Especially Championship Sunday.
Gonna get pushed here, so 1 and 2, and there it is. G2 with 7 rounds to their name. Starting to turn it on here, and their map pick, it felt like it was out of desperation, that Na'Vi map pool. It's beautiful to see. But taking it to Ancient, taking it to the newest map, it's working out so far.
It makes a lot of sense if the confidence was there for the OT side. And Chad, we talk about Ancient having a defensive bias, albeit by a small margin. This is a good haul.
Yeah, Yeah, right. Historically speaking, for sure. I think here, if Navi are able to get to 8, that's a great bounce back from them, all things considered. But again, it's a couple of Famises in the mix. Simple's got the big green out in his hands, the AWP back in play, and Nico again there, just like in the contact. He might even walk up on the timing here.
This guy flashed off. Simple knows, and Simple's quicker. That was aggressive out of Nico, but the squad is still coming. The pressure is still mounting.
They're in. It's going to have to be a retake situation here.
Only one kit. Keep your eyes on Perfecto, and Simple plucks Jax from the pack. It's a hard clear. The B5's there, and straight through the corner. 3, 4 from Simple. This is his world. We're just living in it, looking good for the 6th, and they don't lose a single play. Look at all those AKs, Chad. 4 Kalashnikovs and 4 frags out of Simple.
Hey, he's just calm about it here, Simple, isn't he? This is the major performance in the final you want to see. Guess what? 17 kills for Simple now.
Just a casual day in the office.
This is the man you all come to see, and he's putting on a show. The first, the flash is fading. Nico trying to take some liberties. The second, the reaction shot. This one, only the bullets to work with there onto Amanek, and they just keep on coming. Simple, he almost does it alone, but his sidekick of Electronic, he takes it away.
Chad, he has the same amount of frags as 3 members of G2 combined.
Quick maths. Doing that not only...
That was a risk.
Yeah, different stakes right now, isn't it? Back again, the AK's out. Slowing it down again in that mid control. Much of a muchness. The boost on over. Nobody aggressive towards Tetris, giving Nexa and Nico some more room to work with. Vector's been brought over towards Donut here, so a change in the CT defense. They're adjusting on the fly. They took that timeout, and this adjustment's come on through. Spam from Boomich, risky maneuver, bullets back.
Oh, it's close. Narrow margins keep Nico alive.
Since the update, that has been so spammable. It's paper thin and...
Oh, this is his time. He will swing on this. Oh, but Nico bests him. Everything pointed to Boomich taking that frag, but Nico has pulled it back into an advantage for the G2.
They've actually pulled a massive rotation. Perfecto left Donut, Electronic left top mid. He's trying to babysit over towards this B lane back area, but the rest of the G2 mob are going with what's worked. They go and pressure bit over towards A. He's in Donut again. This time, it's going to be a main push. 4 through, Nico the only man over towards B.
Got a little idea.
Wait, there's only one smoke on Amanek to take this site. Depends on the positions right now of Electronic and Bit. They can lock this down to 2 of them.
Oh, well, he doesn't miss. An 18th inscribed in the feed, and Bit collects as well. Oh, it's disastrous. What can you do? Simple Electronic in pursuit of the 7th, and they're just taking it in turns. 2 from Electronic into this one. The lurky boy from Nico. No time.
Just worth the save here. They're going to need that going into the next round of play. The last round here in this first half.
How's the fun?
Yeah, 1900 coming into the bank balance. I'll let you guys at home do the maths. It's not going to be looking great for some of them. Hunter, Jax, they can buy. Nexa with a Galil, Amanek. Yeah, he's in a rough spot here, and Nico is just going to be able to buy some nades. But they should have enough here to make a competitive go at it here in round number 15. But take a look at what Navi have picked up. 4 AKs. 4 AKs in their hand with the AWP. That's a dream here, especially with a player like Bit in the server today. See a Mac-10 coming out, Tech 9, maybe something pacey again. Right, we still can see that gear shift that hasn't come in a lot. Hunter, Jax, default spread one more time. Mid control granted. B is where they've taken a big chunk of damage early here. Running through the flames, taking a nade into Boomich. He's got one, and there's more to come. Boomich with the second there, shuts them down.
Get out of my house.
Need to find an opening here, the 3-on-5 situation. Boomich is still low. A little bit of map control here mid. They could turn their attention, but it feels like G2 are heading back towards B, and this has been a great first half, but you'd love to get one on the way out the door.
Momentary calm spreads around the Avicii arena. Last round of our first half, and already with a limp G2 in pursuit of the B-bomb site. Rejig the setup. Hard clear. Jax looking the wrong way. Easy as that. Just 2 remain for Na'Vi to take this half and take it with a W.
Telegraph now. Going to need some bangers of shots here out of Hunter and Amanek. Timer problem. 25 coming in.
Simple as an AK. He's ready for this. They double peek. Need more out of them. That'll do nicely. Na'Vi 8, G2 7. And even a fair here on Ancient.
The conversation coming into this, the battle of Simple versus Nico. Well, Simple, he's here to play right now. 20 kills in the first half. That's massive. That's what you want. That's what you sign up for. Nico with 13. It's not that he hasn't had his moments. You can see how much has been put on him. The fans are loving it.
I can't believe, Chad, that for some reason I had a moment where I didn't know if we'd have a full arena. I don't know why I asked that question. Counter-Strike fans have come from all across the world, and we are absolutely packed tonight. Much love, Stockholm. One more time, can I hear you?
There's the pistol here. P250 in the hands, and Amanek, he rips it straight on out. Big shot through the smoke. Away they go.
A whole lot more. Look at
pushing
this.
in. The Julies as well.
The Kovac cousins clearing. Nico doesn't need his help. Hunter's just there to spectate. Na'Vi in a tailspin now. 2 casualties very early into the piece, and one of them is Simple. 20 frags will be kept to that in round 16.
It's G2's round now. So much time here for Na'Vi to work with, but they don't have anything as far as control goes. Bit passive. Boomich and Perfecto tucked over towards B. The bomb needs to be scooped on up. They have that one flash for Perfecto to work with, and well, right now the B bomb site is pretty open for business. Hunter here, he doesn't realize that Boomich is in pocket, has no idea that he's already slinked on past. These jiggles is how they're going to confirm the B control. It's running on back now, 50 seconds left, bomb scooped up, Nexa starting to float on over. Nico calls mid clear. They can start hedging their bets right now, G2, over towards the B bomb site.
He picked up a couple of nades there. Just as he looks away, pressure mounts for a moment.
Nico's flanking here. This could be the round. He's going to be there so quick. They're going to be so worried about Nexa, Hunter in the site. Nico's going to be here in time.
Oh, he's so quick. Just need to distract him already. Puts Perfecto, pins him to the wall, and it falls apart. Perfect. Unscathed. G2 take a pistol.
That's huge from them. Right, this is their pistol. Now they need to do what Na'Vi did. They need to convert in the second rounds. Here's the drama. Here's the problem. Na'Vi, they actually have the highest second round break in the whole tournament. 66.7% for them, right, the highest. The next is FaZe at 57. So right now, if Na'Vi choose to force buy, this is still going to be a difficult task for G2 to get past.
Oof. Satisfying to see the Julies.
Not going to be the force buy, just a light one here with a couple of pistols. Deagles, P250s, a Zeus for Boomich. Oh, Perfecto, this is quick.
Okay, very quick. Will he be cleared? The answer is yes. Nexa provides it. More
Still
to
coming.
come. Yeah, they're just going to deny all of this territory. Boomich is already slipped on through.
Almost the perfect weapon for the job right
here. It could work. Oh, just far away. Just a touch too far.
Good stuff from G2 now. They've mopped this one up, right? Only 2 more players to find Electronic bit. They're walking into A. Jax to deal with that. Bomb spotted. And that is done. Jax with 2 big kills there to confirm. Now the AKs will come out. The buy should come through from Na'Vi here. G2 have taken the lead again. But let's see what they have installed. This is their map choice. Why have they picked it? What are we going to see in the change-up with the CT side? Both these teams have only played Ancient once throughout this event. The #1 Sexa fan in the audience right there.
Yeah, I think she's lost her voice. Been in the front lines for the entirety of this, and I mean, he just keeps winning.
Look at this buy. Perfecto into a Deagle, left $800. Boomich is, we've got the Galils. This is odd, and they have to deal early with Hunter. The Molly's going to corral them.
It might bait them. They might think it's just
not
the
clearing.
They're not going to clear him. Simple!
Oh!
Everything suggested that was Hunter's frag, but Simple turns around and slaps him.
How's he done that?
No idea.
You can't be missing those. Not like this. They're coming on in. Amanek's turn. He doesn't miss.
He's going to have to find a whole lot more than that. I love the smoke and play around it. Nico's got a nade and the FAMAS is there. Nico gone. Only one man and it is apparently known. Clearing does spot the first. There's more to be found and there's an AK for him to play with, it looks like. And he'll answer his own questions now with the smoke fading.
It's great answering these questions, but Perfecto has the rotation. Bit taking the bomb all the way over towards B. Perfecto right now, if he guesses correctly, he can deny next to the territory. But look at this, coming through Donut. He might slip straight past. He might be able to make his way up and behind. Perfecto won't be ready for this.
He might spot him when he mantles. He might. He's not moving though.
It's ready for this fight. He needs to win this or next could just run on in.
Oh, he didn't spot him, just slips the corner.
This is the gap. He's through.
Oh my god, he hasn't seen him. No idea. Nexa has managed to thread the needle between these two. Perfecto's still worried about A.
Bomb's halfway gone, over halfway gone now.
He has a smoke in the kitchen.
He's looking to save. Nexa could pull this off.
No. Smoke on the site now.
He's not going for it, he's just saving.
He
had everything he needed and more.
Oh, wow.
Gives it up. No idea, in the dark, and Navi, they walk away with that one. That was a biff on A, stuck in the A main choke point. That initial kill, how does Simple hit that? He's not even looking.
Hunter needs a little bit of a pep talk after that one. That will get under his skin. Make no mistake.
Not going to get too many opportunities like that in a final like this, right? The player's not looking your way.
Simple staring at a stone wall as you pull the first trigger.
Yeah, going to need to convert those. Look, it's not the end of the world for G2 right now. They can get back in here. That saved AK, actually worth its weight in gold. This is it, not looking. And it manages to hit that one there. Red face for Hunter, but 9-9, we're still tied up. B control taken. Lane is Boomich, Perfecto there to chip on in. Lots of space right now for Na'Vi to work with as G2. They wait and receive for this kind of attack. Nico in lamps. Kids in play, util there.
Oh, that's an opener. Nexa just wants info and he gets a bullet straight between the eyes and there's more to come. Simple, 22 frags here in round 19. Posturing for control. Nico advancing straight through the flames. Oh my god. And there's more. Electronic at least keeps the advantage in Navi's court, and we've got 60 seconds for this one to once again slow down only for a moment. They've cleared out Bit. Things will level out and things will slow down.
Jackson's still coming here. If Jax pushes the issue, if he gets a bit of a timing right now, they're going to lock them in towards Cave. All three grouped up. Hunter here as well. They've hedged their bets correctly. Everybody from G2 can respond to this.
Simple's responsibility, and it's Jax's. To make the choice as to when he strikes. Contact to be found here. Smoked off. Now Hunter. A lot of opportunities coming his way. And that's a quick one. Nice headshot. Tucks in. Playing for Amanex. Fallen. Nice from Hunter. 2 headshots.
He's aware.
And he knows where they're coming from.
He's going
One-on-one. 15 seconds and Jax is on the hot pursuit. Perfecto will get the bomb down. Jax is going to be just behind him.
The chase is on. The time is the problem here. He has to just plant. Jax knows he has to stick it.
Plants for the A-wall side. Jax makes a step. Holds the headshot angle. The Frenchman up against the Russian, and Jax will take it. Vengeance. And a 10th. G2 find double digits first, and that is 3 of these 4 defensive rounds going their way.
Great stuff from Jax there. Pressure situation. Absolutely pressure situation. You see the games that are being played late. You know, Perfecto, in that moment, understanding he has enough time to run towards A, not stalling out, not getting worried about the fight, but Jax, he takes the time, he understands how that game can be played, and then his aim, he backs it. He takes the fight, wins it with ease, and puts Na'Vi back in a questionable situation where they take their second timeout. Now, the last time Na'Vi took a timeout, they immediately bounced back, right? Blade changed the script. He flipped it on them. They have enough money to buy here, at least on a couple of their players. Boomich with 4.6, Perfecto 4.5, Simple with 4.7. The other two of Electronic and Bit, look, it's not going to be great, but they can justify the purchase because it was a one-on-one. Right now is where you want to keep the pressure on, and this has been the story of this entire map so far. Neither team has been able to break away from economical woes. You haven't been able to build a bank. This has been a back-and-forth game. Great stuff there from Hunter, right? He set this one up. He hit some big shots. He made up for the boo-boo in the previous, and that buy is out.
Perfecto's usually good for those. You can see he's almost a surprise to him.
He's pretty good in the clutch. Tech 9, Mac 10. Still the default spread for Na'Vi, not wanting to take any risks early. Simple teed on up to take the mid-fight, but nobody going to push the issue. Again over towards B, and this time early cave presence. Deep molly towards the divider. This is going to hold them back, but Nico's already ran through these flames. Will he do it again?
I think he's had enough of that.
2 of them here, they are going to fight.
Through the fire and flames as it fades, and it is a dragon force of Na'Vi. breathing life into round 20. Hunter's silenced as well. This one will just peter out into nothingness, and those 3 frags happen very quickly.
We haven't had a lot of this, right? We haven't had a huge amount of saving going on, but the issue right now for G2 is Simple is on the prowl. He's already close mid. Jackson and Amanek are over towards that site. Simple can actually start crawling, right? If anybody has the liberty to overstep the line in the server right here, it's him and Nico. The bomb ushered in towards the site will go down. Electronic is also starting to turn his attention for the hunt, right? They can probably throw 2 guns at this. You can justify giving 2 bodies away. Amanek and Jax need to hold on to this. There's no loss bonus going forward for them. 1,400 in the next. If they want to be competitive in the next round, they need to live.
Deerstalker's firmly affixed to Simple's head.
Still have 20 seconds for this. There's clear intention. They are looking for the G2 members.
If he steps, they will hear it from Donut. He's walked the whole way. Tucked in tight. Light on time here. There's going to be contact. There's going to be contact. Hold. And that'll do. Jackson Amanek holding on to everything. And they commit 3 to that, Chad.
Yeah, maybe bitten off a bit more there. You can shoot Navi. The drop should be fine. They can work this one out, but they aren't going to be building that bank we keep talking about. For G2, keeping 2 alive with the cheapness of these M4s, right? It puts them in a position where they can actually drop guns, right? The buy that you would have been seeing coming into this round, it would have been nothing if they lost those. So this is huge for them. They can stay competitive. We can keep this one tight. 10-10, all tied up here. You know, there's no defining point. Neither team is relenting right now.
I've seen Nico's Deagle do unreasonable things and whistles one past the ear of Boomich.
Space taken though, and they've loved this pressure. Both teams are fighting over cave control quite religiously here, and that's a great nade. Electronic chunked on down. Just dropping a couple of extra nades, yeah.
Oh, smoke, yep, nice extinguishable by time and maintain control at least of the site, but cave now occupied. Suppressing wallbang deters Nico from the safety of that corner.
He's going to have to take a risk here, Nico. Looks like he's pushing forward, flashed off for now, but I think he'll reconsider that.
Deep smoke to buy time, maybe a bit of attention towards this cave. Hard clear on Boomich, and he's taking it here, and that's not bad, but that's better. Boomich gives us a 4v3. It's so telegraphed.
The second wave's coming. They want to push. Jax is coming in. Jax.
Got to clear him. Boomich looking the wrong way. That's great. We need a whole lot more. Oh, Jax delivers when it matters most, and there's more knocking on the door. Bit silences him, but still that 2v2. Can't deny the plant. Hunter chooses not to reveal who he's coming from. Time on that smoke. Fading now. Oh, pressure. This could be interesting. He looks away. Amanek has a chance, but Simple again. Quick adjustment. They're both in here. And he found the first one, doesn't clear the box. Bit holds his nerve again. That's another 1v1 for Bit.
That hidey hole right there really played into that round. You could see how Navi used it, and that was so much pressure, but immediately the shoe put on the other foot. G2 are the ones who are broke right now, and this back and forth nature, this is what you want to see. This is what it's all about. 1v1s, as close as you like. No timeout being called here. Jax, you know, you feel he's done so much here. The second is great. Rock in a hard place. Having to worry about Cave and Long goes on down. But Simple's done that twice now with a readjustment. He's looked away and adjusted in time. Saving his team when they need him most. Well, you can't deny his presence in the server right now. 23, but guess who's rocked up to play as well? Electronic with 17. The big boys, they're here tonight. Full eco taken. Hedging over towards the A side of things at G2. This one here should be a foregone conclusion. Look how forward Electronic is. He's taken so much space. Regardless of these rotations back on over, Simple might get to pad his stats even more so here. They're combing through mid.
It's so insane to me that Bit can... Oh, there shouldn't be anything more than this. He can hit those heads every single day. Continues to farm up. And with 3 added to his tally, Electronic cleans up. 73% headshot ratio from this kid. I can't quite process that. The average at the previous majors, we're talking 40, 50. And over the course of this undefeated spree, he has been body bagging through the dome more often than not.
This is a really important round right now. We move into this loss bonus at 2,900. Sure, it's okay for G2, but if they lose everything, if the Hunts stay religious like they have been for Na'Vi, that could be a real issue. And remember, this is the map pick of G2. We go into Nuke next. Na'Vi have won 17 in a row. The Na'Vi Nation, they're out in full force tonight. There's G2 fans here though as well.
There certainly is a cheering section. Yavici Arena willing Na'Vi for a 13th, but as you've highlighted, Chad, this is a lot for G2 riding on round 23.
Going to be some issues here. Light on util, right? Don't have all the flashes, all the HEs. They also don't even have a defuse kit. Keep that in the back of your mind here. If we find ourselves in another post plan, it might have to be a save, and Na'Vi will then get up to round number 13. Mid-control utility out. Mid-control fight coming on through. Amanek thrust forward. Just the default spread again here. Nothing different.
He wants a look.
That's going to be heard now.
They'll know he's there. The Cousins to be tested here as Perfecto does burn down to 39. Has a glance, nothing to report. But here comes Na'Vi.
4 of them.
Yeah, they're ready. Bait and switch. Nico takes the first. Nexus here as well. Surely they pull the plug on this one.
Yeah, that cancel right there. Perfecto with the lick of the flames. They were on high alert. They knew that they were close. When you do a play like that, you want to make sure you don't make any sound cues in that regard. You know, footsteps can be masked by the flames, but there, when you get licked on up, you know what's coming. And the space is still in their favor here, but G2, it feels like they've already dispelled this. That round felt threatening. Now that it didn't work, Na'Vi are petering out. They are getting that control, but this time there's nobody in the fight, in the sight. 2 smokes, couple of flashes.
Must-win round. All the CTs, simple, readies himself for war. Smoke indicates a commitment, only 40 health. Nico looking the wrong way, and so are they! He gets away with it, but the site is now taken. Boomich swinging in, delivers. It's Nexa to keep him humble, but look at Na'Vi's name in the feed. Another chance for Simple. Oh God, did he get him? He actually did. Hunter's gone. Jax and Amanek.
They're committed now. Look how far Amanek is. He's also leering into the site. Looks like they're going for this.
He's not going to forget about that box this time.
Yeah, but no kit here. Time of problem.
You're right. Do peek in. 1 of the 3. Presence in the cave. They're both there. They dream if they had a smoke, and they do. Jax surely can drop it. Oh, but he's been fumbling with his nades, and they both line up for him. 2 more headshots for the tally, and Bit puts G2 down in the dumps.
Move over, Scream. There's a new headshot machine. Bit's the man. He's legit. You've never seen a rookie like him stepping up on the stage. Major Grand Final, first in 2 years, and another clutch.
He's just collecting. He's farming. There was a real chance, Chad, and then Bit happens. Look at him. He makes him do backflips. And it means a lot to Sasha as well. 13, and that's a death sentence for G2. They're only going to have 1 more chance. And this one, surely a freebie.
You can see again, back down to the pistols here, and Na'Vi more pep in their step now. They can smell blood. They're going quick, and Boomich gets 2. Nexa with something, but this is Na'Vi surging forward now. 14, more than a likelihood.
There's a small universe, Chad. Just a tiny one.
You're telling me Nico with a deagle can get a couple of headshots?
He's done it once. Or twice.
His biggest problem right now is he's on the wrong side of the map. So as Na'Vi just slink their way in through A main, connected at the hip, all 4 members, it will be Nexa and Amanek. And they should fight for this. They will be able to buy in the next round of play. The loss bonus is finally with them. If they can make this costly, if they can continue to put Na'Vi in pressure situations, it's going to play into their confidence as well. Smoked off. That's almost completely denied here. What are they meant to do? Nico, yeah, sure, he's coming. Unless you hit a bullet through the smoke, it's going to have to be an absolute banger here.
Yeah, no kit to be seen. The bomb now planted, uncontested. I say uncontested. A brief chance, and through the smoke, Simple. He's heading towards the 30, Chad, and they just come into him as easy as that.
Nico now taking a look, trying his luck. And there he is again, 28 now. I think what we're witnessing here is Simple realized, I think, right? I feel that this man on our screen right here, there's a conversation, it's in the pubs. We know how good he can be. This one's for the resume.
Yeah.
All right, well, the guns are back out. Amanek, first time we've seen him into the AWP, but it has to be desperation stations right now for G2. Changing the setup, they're going for a 4-man heavy B lean. Might want to fight, might want to control, they're going in. Molly's now hold them at bay, but they want to force, they want to push, and they've actually smoked them off. They've given them the space, it's just Boomich who's through.
Desperation stations, or is it time for some domination? Oh, the Navi Nation! What? Right between the eyes, Nexa tucked in tight. And 15 looms now. Doom almost certain. They might have to gamble. Do you really just split your resources 2-2?
What do you do against that? I'm in awe right now. G2.
I don't know how much Nexa even saw of him.
Oh, I don't know what Simple saw. There's still a chance for G2 in this round. Let's pull ourselves together here as they've hedged their bets over towards A. A massive gamble stack. Massive gamble stack. They're reading Navi in this one. Bits forward, there's 3 to find. This is going to get deadly right now. G2 could do this.
There's a chance. 45 and counting. Pressure on Navi to clear the site. Bomb needs to be planted within this 40-second window. And already Hunter fends them off at the gate. Another, this time Amanek puts his name in the feed. It's coming together, the Samurai.
There's time to rotate. Electronic has the top mid control. It's only Nico over towards B. If he can deal with Boomich, he can win the round. G2 need to rejig this, and Hunter's trying to cut them off at the pass as well. This is about to get dicey, 20 seconds.
There's so much to go on. They're through. Hunter won't strike immediately. This is the clear. He needs both. Nico. Oh, and he goes down to the dig. The site's open for business. Electronic keeping Amanek in spawn. Oh, Amanek, this is such a big frag for you. Not known to be the world's best on the AWP, but he's found him. Only Simple can save them. Hunter's already on the site and Simple's pushed up. They're going to clear him. His own judgment.
He didn't
Hunt
look.
didn't clear.
He didn't look. He didn't look.
Amanek, can you really do it again? He's hyper aware. Oh! Oh, they called upon him, and in their dire moments, Amanek has saved them. 3 frags, Chad. Otherwise, it's curtains.
That was the screamer of Simple to kick things off. We're going to catch it again on the replay, I'm sure. The flick of the AWP right there. They had everything they needed and more. But G2, that's brilliant. Check this one out. Bang! On the peak, he's down. But this here, holding them back, not letting them through, forcing them elsewhere. Amanek does a lot, staying cool under pressure. And this could have been a genius clutch from Simple. Stepping into the line, knew he had to make a move, and Amanek just deals with it. There's some life in G2 yet. Another timeout here, 3rd called for Navi now. Blade back on the mic. G2, the resistance we want to see, we're seeing it now.
You guys are fantastic.
Spy's a little rough around the edges here for G2. They have the AWP still. But an MP9 for Nexa, the buy much better for Navi in this, and Amanek 20 kills to his name. How much more can he do? Electronic, this is looking quick. They're coming out. And that's one. Jax is dead.
Oh no, straight through the smoke. Electronic doesn't need to see them to find them. 21 and counting, and now Nico has an entire squad coming knocking on his door. Slinking away, no test immediately. Nicely, gets away with it. What was 3v5 now established into just 4.
Take their time, be a case of hurry up and wait here for the CTs. They've already done pretty good as far as the gamble stacks go. You can leave Nico over towards this A side, B side. Maybe his name alone is enough to ward them away. But Navi are taking their time as well. Bomb about to be scooped up from Bit here. He's taking this walk all the way back through. Simple Perfecto towards Long, Boomich still in towards Cave. This really, truly is all on Nico right now if the hit was to come.
Simple's already made it very clear that he is in this grand final. Maybe Nico's turn.
They're not rotating. They didn't move on the flash. It's just
him.
Nico.
It's just him. Nicola in a lot of trouble. 30 seconds, where is the cavalry? He's gone down. Bit opens up the account for Na'Vi, and the rest surely is history.
They have to save. They have to save. It's a horrible position to be in. This is going to be 15 now for Na'Vi. 15 on the board of Ancient. The curveball pick coming on through, and they've made it there first. Now it has to be the save. There's no other choice right now for G2. Tail between their legs. Amanek's going to hold on to that orb next to with the M4, but they've broken through. Flashbacks now for G2. They've been in the final. This is the third in the last 2 years on LAN. And every single time they've stepped up against Na'Vi, they've just been battered away. It's looked way too easy.
It's got better every time, right?
Slowly, but surely, the games have gotten closer and closer. This time round, they pushed them again, but does it stop here? Overtime, still a chance for this one. The loss bonus, we speak about it all the time. There's enough money to drop guns. Facilitating another round here for G2 to put up some form of resistance. But those flashbacks I'm talking about, is this the boogeyman? Can you beat them? Can you stop them? You get here time and time again, but they say no.
You just don't know how it feels to beat Na'Vi. You've got nothing to call upon in terms of experience of how that feels, how that works. Na'Vi have got your number time after time. Surely Electronic doesn't get another this time. He gave him a double entry on his patrol through mid. He's through. Nico could be tested early. Oh, booked! The combination, white screen from Simple, Electronic. Oh, and he's been equalized early. That will slow things down.
Amanek's putting up a fight here, leading the charge for his team, and they need him to step up. 4v4, this one is going to slow down again. Simple forward, Perfecto dealing with any pushes towards B, and it's coming their way. Amanek posted up, slinking on down. Perfecto just under the scope. And there it is, the shots are back. Perfecto's low, and Nexa wants to take the fight. Flash on over, Perfecto jumps away, and there it is, another kill, but Amanek has done a lot to make that happen.
It's only going to be Jax. The fact that Simple's still going to be showing face on B, they're not going to go. Oof! Oh my god, he's been deleted! We don't even get to see it! Up to Hunter now, he has managed to pull one out of the hat. He's got to push this, he can isolate. It's a one-on-one, a duel! And he's lost it! Boomage takes off the head, a 2-on-1 established. Amanek, he's been so good. In the grand final, he's the one pulling G2 through, but a 1v2, the bomb is ticking. And that's the end of that. 16-11. G2's pick goes the way of the Na'Vi nation.
One more map stands between Na'Vi and an undefeated major run. Never done before in Counter-Strike history. Na'Vi, 16 rounds is separating them from history.